What's up, guys? How's it going? Welcome to Rossonari TV. There is just one view at the moment because I'm pretty sure Roy is still live with his watch along, and I don't know what he's saying. But now we have three viewers. Let me check if Roy is finished. Anyway, we have Nathan and Saif here. How's it going, guys?
All good, man. What about you?
Oh, here we go. We have people now coming in the post match. Nathan, are you there, man?
Oh yeah, my bad. I didn't realize my mic was muted. Sorry.
That's fine. Yeah, the people are here. Roy is here as well. What's up, my man? Happy today?
What's up, Roy?
Roy is here. He's muted. Still with cables in 2021. What are you doing, man? Still using cables in 2021. We're starting 2022. Still using cables to listen.
I'm old school, bro. I'm old school.
It's the better latency. That's what it is.
Right.
Yeah, you can listen what I'm saying 5 milliseconds later.
Are you all on Bluetooth? You know Bluetooth is dangerous for you, right?
Oh, shut up, man.
Bluetooth is like
Roy.
MK Ultra.
Roy, you're an American. We live for danger. You should know this by now.
That is true. I usually do use Bluetooth actually, but in this system I have, no, I can't.
Guys, Thick Size is in the chat. I don't know if he wants to come in and say anything. Just a quick message, a positive message. But today is not gonna be just, you know what I mean? Not just talking about Empoli. It's gonna be more like a summary of what happened in these 19 games, and see a bit what we think about this first half of the Serie A 21-22. But anyway, let's start with the game. Roy, what do you think about? I mean, you've been 2 hours talking about the game.
Right. Go with someone else first.
Okay, I'll go with Saif, man. What do you think about the game?
Man, it's definitely refreshing to get this big win. I'm not trying to sound negative here, but many phases of the game I didn't like the way we played. But the most important thing is, we got the result. We're heading into the Christmas break and we're second. Thank God we're second, and hopefully we recharge and kick on after the break.
Okay. Nathan, what are you saying, my man?
Yeah, pretty much along the same lines.
Hey, there's a mean echo. I don't know who it is.
Nathan.
Is it me?
Maybe it's me or is you, Roy, but
Hello.
It's you as well.
Hello.
Can you hear the echo?
Hello. Wow.
Roy, let's
All right, it's me. I'll be back.
Nathan, what you were saying, man, keep going. Nathan is gone. Okay, are we gonna say anything?
Okay, I'm back. I don't know what the hell happened again. I was gonna say, yeah, I think that the first half really wasn't all that good, but we really dominated the second half, and even then we really didn't play all that better, but we did dominate. So that was refreshing to see us keep our foot on the gas. Honestly, like, we've seen a lot where we scored and then we just stopped, but we just kept going, which is good to see.
Roy, you can go, man. You can say something if you want.
Dude, what I want to say is like, wow, Empoli is a good team. I was really impressed at how Empoli plays, and I really like Pinamonti. What a player! But as far as Milan goes, yeah, they're still going through the same situation. But we were lucky to get those 4 goals. Not lucky, but it wasn't like we played great. It really wasn't. Sorry, I got to take a call, guys.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew the game is gonna go like this. Like Empoli is a good team; they're gonna create a lot of chances, and I was not expecting to finish with a clean sheet, to be honest, because we are not that team, unfortunately, this season. We don't create. Um, you know what? We don't create situations that actually help us to keep the clean sheet. We always are sloppy in the midfield. The defenders are not. You know what? The defenders are not actually bad. It's just I feel like the team is not solid enough to not concede goals. So we're always gonna concede goals. Unfortunately, this season. Let's see what happens in 2 weeks when we come back. Maybe there is some tactical adjustment, working on the mental aspect of our midfielders to be more focused and more concentrated in that midfield. But yeah, we created decent chances today, and because Empoli gives us the space to actually act.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
And another thing is important is the fact that I think Selemakers played really well on the left side. Kessie is not a bad option as a attacking midfielder, but still, again, he didn't get a lot of balls during the game. So that is still my opinion that who plays in our number 10 position is not getting enough service to impact the game. So we've seen a bad performance from Brahim Diaz in that position, in my opinion, because we were not good enough to give him enough service to impact the game in a certain way. And today, Kessie didn't get a lot of ball, but he scored 2 goals, so that is a good thing.
But you know what Kessie did as well? He dropped back a lot, received the ball, and played at center midfield a lot of times. That's something I don't see Brahim doing anymore. I don't see him going back a lot like he used to do. And I think
Mm.
Kessie, maybe people look at him like not the best of games, but he scored 2 goals. But he's just not a creator. But you don't need a creator every single game. Someone like him at the camp could just do the job without creating that many chances because
Yeah,
he can score goals.
but my concern is more on the long term. The fact that we don't give enough balls to our number 10 is like why we're even playing with a number 10. That's my concern. Why we even
Yeah.
playing with a number 10? Just play with 3 midfielders, because our 2 midfielders or whoever in the team is not functioning properly to give balls to our number 10, so he can actually release that ball on the right, on the left, or on the striker, or impact the game. So I'm really concerned about that.
I mean, yeah,
Doesn't matter who plays.
a three-man midfield of Cassiet and Ali Ben Nasser is actually pretty freaking good, if I'm being honest. I would consider dropping Brahim Diaz in a lot of matches just for those three together. Having said that, the midfield hasn't helped, and I think Ben Nasser was terrible today. I don't know if the majority agrees with me. He just doesn't give me confidence. I'm not saying he's as bad as Bakayoko, but still, for his talent, for his potential, he's playing really bad. And the amount of times he was near Magnan trying to protect the ball, trying to just to, I didn't like that at all from him. I don't, and he's been bad for a while. He's been given chances to start from the midfield, and he's been bad for a while, to be honest. It's scary.
Yeah, it hasn't been, I would say, top Benacer. But the one thing I like about Benacer that he tries the progressive pass, the forward pass. He tries to open the game with a long pass. He's trying at least to connect the midfield with the attacking side. So on the other side, Tonali is more conservative. He never risks a vertical pass, or rarely. Always going back, always bringing the ball back, and that's not good. That's not quality. That's not AC Milan quality.
Yeah, but
That's not
that's
a
what the
double
coach
pivot
wants him
quality.
to do.
No, that's not
Because
true, Nathan. No, that's not true.
We've seen
No,
when
no,
Tonali is allowed to
Nathan.
go forward more, and we've seen it. That's
No, I'm
definitely
not
down to the coach.
Nathan, you're confusing going forward with passing the ball forward. They are two different things. You can stay in front of the defenders, but pass the ball forward. Have a vision on going forward. Looking for Kessie as a number 10, or looking for Messias and passing that ball, or looking for fucking, how it's called, Giroud, and doing that long pass to Giroud. He doesn't have that in terms of attitude to go and look forward. He's always going back. There was a moment he got the ball from Theo and he ran back. I want to see from an AC Milan midfielder that is playing on a double pivot to try to go progressive, to go forward. He needs to do it more often, because we're never going to break that line. We're always going to be predictable. We're always going to be slow on creating chances. It's going to be always sloppy. That's my opinion. The midfield needs to take some responsibility, be faster on thinking, and go more forward with the passing. With the passing, not running forward.
But we keep saying that every game. Maybe after all, the two-man midfield doesn't work anymore like it used to do. Maybe a change of formation is inevitable. You know what I mean? Maybe it's not their fault anymore, because we're seeing this every single game. Our midfield cannot take control. We know they have the quality, but they cannot take control of any game, basically. Maybe you have to change the formation.
Well, we're not going to do that anymore because Benny and Kessie are leaving. So we're going to have less midfielders. So we're not going to change. We're not going to be a 3 midfielder anymore, or at least it's going to be complicated to do it because we have less midfielder now. We have 2 less.
But there are many news suggesting that the AFCON could be, postponed, like for later on. So we're gonna see.
Well, I was saying that, but Anwar was pretty confident that it's gonna happen. So I say that probably they're gonna play it in September before the season starts. Let's see. Anything else? Roy, do you wanna add anything about the game? About the midfield?
Roy is still not here. Yeah.
Oh, Roy is in a.
I still think in a 4-3-3, I honestly think that our midfield 3, all of them will be able to push up better. I still think because of how we build up, it forces our CDMs to start so deep, and that's what's causing that distance between the cam and the rest of the midfield with our CDMs. Like they're too far apart, but that's because they start so deep compared to everybody else. And then on top of that, when we play long, we're bypassing everybody. So now everyone has to run 30 yards just to catch up to one play. I think it's just a matter of the formation and how we build. I think a 4-3-3 could correct a lot of those problems. Or just a 3-man midfield in general. It doesn't have to be a 4-3-3.
I'm not sure about that, because if you put 3 midfielder, let's say you play Krunic, Tonali, and Bakayoko, because the other 2 are going to the AFCON. First of all, you don't have anyone in the bench to come and play to cover them if somebody gets a yellow card.
We'll bring in Adley and Pobega. That's what they need to do.
Yeah, but the point is, you're going to bring them. If these guys are doing progressive passes, you don't need a midfield of 3. So for me, it's more about the quality of the player and what they do than the midfield of 3. The midfield of 3.
Yeah, our quality of players are good.
No, they're not showing it, man. I'm sorry. You are saying it because you're assuming that, but they're not showing that.
The whole team isn't showing.
I don't know, man. A lot of players.
The team was showing that in our first 11 games. They showed that in our first game against and against Atletico Madrid. So they've shown it, but now with all these injuries and disruptions and honestly, Pioli taking gambles with who he pairs up, it's not working out. But to say that they
No,
haven't
no.
shown it is inaccurate when we were doing it earlier. If we didn't do it all season, then I would say yes. But the fact is, the first 11 or so games, our midfield did do that. So it's just a
Well,
matter of what's, what they're interpreting from Pioli and how it's translating from practice into the game.
Nathan, I don't know if we were doing it because I didn't check that. We were actually complaining a lot of games. Oh, today we won, but Kessie didn't play well, or Benacer didn't play well, or I don't know, Bakayoko is shit in the second when he comes in the second. So we were winning, but our midfielder, some days they were playing bad, some days they were trying. So I'm not sure. I'm still not sure about what you say. And today, for example, Theo Hernandez played really well. I think Florenzi played
Hold on,
really
I need
well.
to make a call. I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
So what I'm saying that Theo Hernandez was playing really well today. Florenzi played well. Tomori and Romagnoli they did well as well. They were positioning well. Seremakers did good on the left side. So I feel like the team was doing good. It's just the core of the team, the heart of the team, the midfield is not at the level. Wait a second. Vasily wants the link to join. Let me put the link. So that's what I think. I think our midfield is not at the level we usually
But I
were
think
expecting.
it would also help them if we had capable wingers. If Leao was still there, if Rebic was still there, I think they would help the midfielders make reliable passes, good passes, maybe, connect with these guys better. Some players are missing, and I think it's messing up the whole balance of the team, to be honest. And also by Theo, I don't think Theo played that well. I think he finished the game strongly, but I think for most of the game he was very lost. I even said in the group chat, remember how many times he kept spinning around himself and losing the ball and making passes that
Yeah,
went,
that was
yeah, it went directly to the Empoli players, which doesn't make sense.
yeah, he did that once in the first half that he turns himself 3 times and he gave the ball to Magnan basically because actually no, he lost the ball in that situation and Pioli got really upset because he knew
Yeah.
he was gonna lose the ball. So I don't know. It's I still don't trust our midfield. Whoever plays, I feel like they're too sloppy, too slow, too inconsistent. The passing is not accurate. It's not good. It's not precise. They don't go forward. They are not progressive on the vision of the game. They always go back. They always pass the ball to Magnan, and Magnan does the long pass. They always do these things, and I hate these things because when you running back and you pass the ball to Magnan, and Magnan does the long pass, you cannot run forward and go to the players that are receiving the long pass. So you're back losing the ball again. So there is something bad in there. It's not good. It's not good. I can see it.
Yeah.
I
Can you repeat what you were saying there? I just came back now.
Oh man, but there is people they want to listen it again. No, basically what I said, there is a lot of situations where we with our midfielder we go back and we give the ball to Magnan. We run back, we give the ball to Magnan. Magnan does the long pass. So you have a split team at that moment because the long pass goes to Giroud. Clearly the midfield gave the back pass to Magnan. So you have the team divided in half. Giroud and another guy try to sort out the long pass, and the other part of the team is behind because Tomori and Romagnoli are not going forward because our midfielder is insecure, is sloppy with the passing, and is doing a back pass. They don't go forward. The fullbacks as well, they wait because they are not sure what the midfield is trying to do. So we have these 6 players on the back, a long pass, and four players wide alone, they cannot do anything. And that is, I've seen this. I thought this is gonna happen with Tataruzano, because Tataruzano is not good with his feet, but it's keep going even with Magnan. Magnan should be in the middle, doing those small passes with the center backs. Fucking Benacer and Tonali, they should go more forward. They should push the line a bit higher to connect the team, to connect the four at the front and the four at the back. But they just go in the same line with the four at the back, and it's just boring to watch them. It's really boring. When our midfielders get the ball, I know what they're gonna do. They're gonna go back, and Magnan is gonna do a long pass. That's
Yes,
not
but
football,
again,
guys.
that's
not
down
football.
to the coach's tactics.
I don't believe
been
that.
doing
I
that.
don't believe.
Bro, we've been doing that every
No,
single
I
game.
think-
If you see them doing that every single game, that is not an accident anymore. That is
No.
down
They
to
are
the
not.
coaching.
They are not seeing the channels. They don't see the channels. Nathan,
Bro,
they don't
but
see, because
you
I
gotta-
see them.
you-
I see the
Yes.
channels. They don't see the channels.
Okay, but the problem is though, Larry, you see it from a bird's eye view. When you're on the field, you look at Kessie or Diaz, and all you see is four players surrounding them, and they are not moving left or right or checking
Okay.
for the ball. So there is
Okay.
no channel for them. Yes, we
Okay.
see it, but it's not the same thing when you're on the field. And you're looking at them, and they're surrounded by players. We
No,
don't.
Nate-
We have a top side view.
Okay, I
a
got
side
it.
view.
I got it. You said 3 times we have a bird eye view, whatever we said.
Okay,
I
but
got the
from
concept.
there, you got to look at it. You got to think of it from their vantage point. They're
Okay.
seeing it straight on, man. There is no
Then
channel.
I
to go
get it,
to.
man. But why did midfielder of Empoli sees the progressive pass, man?
Because their
And he
formation
sees
is
what I
different.
see. No. Why did the midfielders of Inter sees that pass where I see
Because
it on
their
TV?
midfield.
No, it's
they
not a
have no
positioning
players.
issue, Nathan.
It
It's
is.
No, it's not, because whatever position you are, that channel is there. So you have to see it. I'm not talking about how. Here, I'm not complaining about what we do when we don't have the ball, how we cover the play. That is a
Yes,
positioning
I
thing.
understand that.
When
I
you have the
understand that.
ball, you have to see the channels and bring that ball in those channels.
Yes,
if you
but
don't
if the
see the
player-
channels, it's not a positioning problem.
If the player isn't getting himself into the position of that channel, it won't matter. We had a few chances in the second half where Macias tried to put that ball through the channel, but his pass just wasn't put off. But the player was making the run for him to actually try and make that pass. If they don't make that run, it doesn't matter if the channel's open, the player's not going to get there.
Don't confuse the channels on the final third. I'm talking about the channel when you get the ball in front of Tomori. Let's say Tonali gets the ball in front of Tomori. Tonali doesn't know that behind him, his back, there is a channel that if he pulls the ball goes to Kessie. He doesn't do that. He never finds Kessie on a pass. He doesn't. Benacer the same. They don't do it. Bakayoko. Do you remember the goal we did against Atletico? Bakayoko finds that channel that goes on Messias. That is a pass of. That,
yes, but how did that ball get to him? Because the player who was receiving the ball is moving off the ball. If you don't have off the ball movement, it does not matter. They have 3 and 4 players surrounding him.
No,
the movement Messias. The ball there, bro.
No, the movement Messias did against Atletico when he got the ball from Bakayoko. He didn't do any movement. He was in his position on the right side. He was in his position. Bakayoko received the ball after giving it really bad to Kier. He received the ball from Kier and straight away does that vertical pass that it kills the midfield of Atletico. It kills it because that straight pass, 4 players are out of position of Atletico because you gain 20 meters, you're forward. We don't do that. We don't do it at all against Empoli, against Spezia. We are really bad at this moment. We need to find again those passes from a midfield to go to the attacking players.
Yes, but if they're not open, they can't pass it to him.
They are open because
What's
I
the
see
point
that.
of passing
I
the ball
see
to
Guys,
the
that.
person
what
who's
is the
surrounded
argument
by
here,
four?
guys? What is the argument? Like, what are you
The
guys
argument
arguing?
here, Roy, that our midfielder, Tonali, Benacer, Kessie, whoever is playing, I'm not pointing anyone. Whatever they get the ball from Tomori, they go to Magnan, they go to Florenzi, they go to Romagnoli, they go to Magnan. They never go with a progressive pass. Then they're not brave enough to break that wall and go to the other line with a vertical pass. We never do that. We need to do
I
that more.
wouldn't agree that we never do that. That's not true.
No, we never do that, man.
Maybe
Today
you can,
see
maybe you can
the-
say that right now because the team is in this weird form. That
2
we're
months,
not,
man. If right now is 2 months, we can say right now.
mm,
If right now is a week or is one game,
I would.
I don't know.
I would
I wouldn't point
say.
it. 2 months. It's 2
So,
months.
so are you saying that the midfielders are not good enough? Is that what you're saying?
They are not good. The way they're performing, they're not good enough.
I don't know about that, man. I don't
That's
know.
what I'm saying. They're
You
not
know,
good
the
enough.
thing about the performance aspect to me is like I cannot judge this team when every single week players are dropping like flies. You can't. It's like it's unsustainable. You cannot have a solid tactic, a solid game plan, a solid gameplay when every single week players are dropping like flies. You have to change something. Now you have to use Krunic as a left winger. You have to reinvent shit. Kessie as a cam. It's because all these fucking injuries are destroying this team. So, I can't judge the performance of the players unless because I know that these players, when this team is fully healthy, 95% full, they kick ass. So, that's my concern right now. And it's not to take away from any of what you guys are saying. That's just my concern.
I don't know. Maybe another thing is that probably who is receiving that ball is not good enough. So our midfielder doesn't trust them and they don't do that pass. Maybe it's that, but again, we need to be more progressive with the passing, with the attitude, with the way of playing football.
How is Manyan average, bro? I thought about saying that Manyan is being average. Like what? Manyan is like the least thing from average. He's like been superlative.
No, he's
Always,
good. Manyan is good. He's
always,
good.
like
We've been
always.
bad as a team. We've been conceding a lot as a team. 22 goals, by the way, bro. 22 goals we've been conceding.
Yeah. So 22 goals. So if we look at the table right now, and we look at the situation with statistics and all that good stuff, Inter 15 goals and Napoli 14 and Juve 17. So these are the only three teams that are still in the 15, 14 range. Milan now is in the 20s, so they're 22 goals conceded. 7 more than Inter, 8 more than Napoli, and 5 more than Juve. So that aspect is still something there to be said of. But the points look good, though. 42 points, 13 wins, 3 ties, 3 losses. Napoli, 3 ties, 4 losses. Napoli losing today against Spezia, guys. That is great for us. And then Atalanta with 11 wins. We are the second team with the most wins in the Serie A. So that's a stat that is also very important.
3 losses, man. Inter just won. We need to win the derby.
That's probably actually that is probably the most indicative stat so far that you can tell, right? That one loss after 19 games, you only lose once. Man, think about that. 19 games and you only lose once. That's special.
We need to beat them in the derby, and we need to hope that one between Napoli, Atalanta, Juventus beat them again. And again, we need to be perfect in the second half to win it. Because Inter, I saw the game today. Inter is looking good, man.
Really, I didn't see it. What
I
was
saw
it?
the midfield of Inter looks good. They know what to do with the ball. They pass the ball perfectly. Everyone goes forward. Everyone attacks. there is 7 players attacking when the ball. I see the strikers like fucking Dzeko run on the wing. Dzeko, 33 years old, a tall dude running on the wing, putting a cross for Dumfries.
Lard, I understand, but look at their first team. Man, they rarely get injured. It's basically Inter is basically the first team that kicks us. I don't like wishing injuries on anyone, but you know they are good because they're getting. It's not just the midfield. Our midfield is pretty good as well, but when players are missing, the whole balance is ruined. It's one thing passing to Leao, it's another passing to Krunic and Salamakers. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Even the announcers say that we look very unbalanced.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know, guys.
I mean,
definitely-
we'll see once everyone comes back from injury. If the same problems persist, then we can go from there. But it's really hard to make a very fair statement based on like how many injuries we have.
Yeah, and that's
Some people are saying, "Oh, Amir, man, where have you been, man? I hope you've sold a lot of houses recently. People need houses to stay in the lockdown." But anyway, no, I don't think Inter is gonna get injured. I genuinely think Inter is not gonna get injured, and I'm not sure we're gonna get our players back, like have a full squad for a decent amount of time. I don't think we're gonna do that. You know, when some stuff start like this, they just end up like this. The season is gonna end up like this with us getting always a lot of injuries.
that would be such a disappointment if that happens.
It's a real disappointment, man. It's a real disappointment. And looking at the table, I see we lost points. We should have we should have draw against Fiorentina and win against Sassuolo, because after 1-0, you're winning against Sassuolo. Fucking Bakayoko gives the ball to Scamacca, and Scamacca finds a super goal. How many are the chances that Scamacca finds that goal? Fuck's sake.
Right, true. Like he can take that shot 10 times. Like he's not going to score.
He's
more
not
than-
gonna score. He's gonna No,
maybe
he can take that
twice,
shot.
maybe 3.
He can take that shot 20 times and he's gonna score once. He's gonna get closer to score for 2, 3, 4 times. He's gonna score one, and the other ones are gonna go out or to the stands.
Fuji Fields had some good comments here, but he has 2 good comments. I want to read this one. After the first half, I can say that I'm pretty happy with this team and all that injuries. We're still second and better than last year. Do you guys? What is the positives that you guys see in this situation?
Yeah, that is a positive thing. The resilience that after a lot of injuries, a lot of issues and problems, I cannot blame. I mean, a lot of them, of our players, they fight a lot. We fight. We give everything at the end.
Yeah, I agree with that. Imagine how Inter and Napoli would be if they have the same injuries for the same time frame we've had. Look at Napoli right now. Napoli is struggling when they've only been injured for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Now
exactly.
imagine 4 months of
Right.
injuries. Bro,
Yeah.
they're not even in the top 4, bro. I can easily say that.
And we kind of saw that with them last season, because they did have lots of injuries last season, and they didn't perform this way.
Exactly. So once we get our full team back, I'm not gonna say I would love to see these other teams to get injured, but these motherfuckers talk a lot of shit when their injury list is like 0.5% of what we have.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's true. They cry a lot just having 2 injuries or 3 injuries.
And then, guys, this comment here. Also, guys, shut the fuck up, he says to us about Salamakers, is by far the smartest guy in our team. And of course, he has a lot to improve. But trust me, in a couple of years, he's going to be pure class.
Where is the comment? What is
I don't
it?
know if he was here.
Yeah, I see.
I don't think he was here earlier, but all of us here, we praised Salamakers today. So we all said he did good on the left, and
Yeah.
he was involved in some goals. So I'm not sure where
And he
that angry
presses
comment's
really
coming
good.
from.
He looks like he's been playing lots of FIFA, right? He plays all those moves he does are FIFA moves.
You know what? And he presses a lot. I like that. He's there where he's opposition player is there. He's always pressing. I like that. And he is effective on the pressing. It's not like some people that go slow on the pressing. He goes
He's
like
right-footed,
full
isn't
on. Hmm?
He's right-footed.
Nathan, you cannot ask that question, man, because you've been shitting on the player. You don't even know which foot is best.
No, I only ask because it's easier for him to cut in. That could be another reason why he doesn't do certain things on the right, because cutting in on his left is just not going to work.
And I gotta say that this actually is a good point because his cutting in on with his right foot was brilliant. So it could be the fact that he is right-footed and playing on the left doesn't allow him to be as precise, because if you're playing on the left and you're cutting in, you're going to be cutting a lot with your left foot, and you have to be able to use your left foot as well as you lose your right foot. So obviously, if he is a right-footed player, which I think he is, cutting from the left, cutting with the right is going to make him look better.
Yeah, that's the whole point. And I believe if you play Leao on the right, he's not going to perform at the same level he performs on the left.
Yeah, maybe that is why he doesn't play Rebic on the right, because Rebic has a really poor left foot.
Yeah, or at least he doesn't do that soft cross, high cross. It's always and he played really well. Selemaker played really well with Leao, with Theo. He was giving the ball to Theo at the right time, the right space.
Yeah. You mean when he was playing on the right?
When he was playing on the left, sorry. When
right.
Selemaker's today, when he was playing with Theo on the left side.
And one thing I thought about as well, we asked our wingers to cut in rather than really staying wide all the time. So compared to other wingers who just primarily cross, we asked our wingers to do more.
Did you guys talk about Messias? I really like what Messias is bringing to the team. He brings that Brazilian flair where he's going to create opportunities. He's going to do step overs. He's going to create something like that overhead kick he did. Like that was something out of nothing. And that kind of unpredictability on the team is very important. And I think he's.
But sometimes I get the feeling that he's killing way too much. I think he needs to release the ball like much sooner in some occasions. That's what he needs to work on, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, okay, he can get better. He can get better what he does.
Yeah.
But as far as input, I'm pretty happy with him, to be honest with you. I think it was a great buy. I think it was a great buy.
First of all, it's still not we didn't buy him when he's alone.
Oh, he's alone. There you go.
Yeah, but I can see that he's gonna stay probably second next year, or maybe not. We don't know.
So the season, the first half of the season is over. Lart, if you were to give a rating to Milan's first half of the season, what would it be? 1 out of 10, and why?
Oh, in terms of being completely objective,
Yeah,
like not an AC Milan fan, I will give
Yes.
them a 9 out of 10.
What?
Yes, because at the end,
Not being objective and a Milan fan.
and not being exactly, because if I'm a Milan fan, I'm upset. I'm giving them a 5 out of 10 because they should be on top of the table, because we were 7-point difference. And as much as I defend AC Milan, the team against Red John, that actually say we are a bunch of morons,
True.
Yeah, we should be on top of the table. But looking at the objective fact, 2 years ago we were losing 5-0 against Atalanta. It was like in 10th position, and now we are second place. 42 points. Our balance is clean. Money-wise, we're doing well. We're going to build a stadium. We are challenging for the Scudetto with a young team as well, not an experienced team. And we really didn't spend imported money for forward players. We didn't do that in the last 2 years. We didn't buy any striker, wing, or cam and something like that. So literally there is space to improve this team. There is a lot of improvement. We are performing at 60% of what this team can actually really do if you invest money on this team. And still we are achieving basically the same in terms of points what Inter is achieving. And Inter is a winning Scudetto team. They invested a lot of money in the past 5 years, bought a lot of players, and most important, there is a lot of players in the Inter side that have been playing together for 4, 5, 6 years. Brozovic is like playing for Inter for 7 years now.
Yeah.
So he's been 7 years in that midfield.
Right.
That's why he sees those channels, and that's why he sees those passes, because he knows everything what's going on around him because he's been there for 7 years. And when I say Benacer, Tonali, Kessie don't see that, I'm more complaining about Kessie that has been there for 4 years. Benacer has been there for 3 years now. I'm not complaining with Tonali, it's his second year. In 7 years, Tonali is going to see all the passes I want him to see. So it takes time. But I wish sometimes we can find a way to cut that time, to get those results earlier, instead of in 5, 6 years like Inter did earlier, maybe. But it's not easy.
I don't. Well, listen, I want to actually stay on this question, but I want to see even what you got other guys saying. Now, you say 9 out of 10. Are you including Europe as well?
No, I'm not including Europe because it's a different competition. I thought you asked for the Serie A.
Yeah, and what if you were to include Europe as well? What would
Europe is a defeat. Is a 3 out of 10.
3 out of 10 for Europe, huh?
Yeah, we played well. We definitely deserve more in terms of points or luck. We didn't have luck at all in Europe.
Yeah.
And but as things stays, is a 3 out of 10. That is a fact. We are bottom of the table, and we won just one game, and we didn't won once against our direct opposition, that is Porto. Porto is our level. We didn't win against them in Milan and in Porto, so that is quite disappointing. Because I was expecting from this team to win against Porto and to get 4 points from Porto, and we got just 1. That is pretty disappointing. And we know how we got those points, the referees and bullshit like that. But still, I was expecting more. And another thing is, we had a lot of injury in that moment of the season when we had those games. So you can blame the injury, you can blame the referee, but still, the end result is a 3 out of 10 to evaluate.
All right. And what if you put it all together?
No, you cannot put it all together because there are 2 different competition. You don't. No, I'm not gonna do that because, as I say, it's different competition. If you lose a game in Champions League, it's like losing 3 games in Serie A. If you consider the percentage.
What if you're judging not so much the competitions, but the general objectives of the club so far?
Oh, we're doing 10 out of 10 in terms of general objectives, because our objective is to get consistently in Champions League and to build a team that is competitive and a challenge. So we're doing well on that side. We are every year we're bringing a valuable player in the squad. Magnan is a valuable player. Tonali, valuable player. Tomori, valuable player. Theo Hernandez, valuable player. Leao is a valuable player. Selemaker, valuable player. Who else we bought? Benacer is a valuable player. He's not performing, but he is. Um, who else? Kalulu is a good player. Calabria is a good player. So all the players we own and we are investing the future, they are good players. So there is no mistakes in that. We didn't do Balotelli is a mistake. We can agree on that. You can just say it.
Pellegrini, maybe.
We didn't bought him.
What did we buy Balotelli?
We bought Balotelli at 4 million.
You think it's a mistake?
Yeah, I think it's a mistake. Maybe he's gonna perform next season better, but I consider him a mistake because I don't see him achieving results to stay at Milan for 10 years. I can see the other players staying.
With that.
Florenzi is not a mistake. We didn't buy him. Bakayoko, we didn't buy him. Who else? Diaz, we didn't buy. We didn't buy him. So Giroud, we got him for 1 million. It's clearly a patch for the next 2 years. We put Giroud is a patch for the next 2 years. Ibra is a patch because we never invested for a forward. And hopefully we're going to invest next summer. That's why I say we're going to invest for a forward because we're putting a lot of patches in that position. And now we need the main guy there.
Okay, and then let me ask you one last one, and then I want to go to the other guys, see what they think too. What about Pioli? How do you rate him so far?
I think he's doing the job we asked him to do, which is build a team that can go comfortably in top 4. That's what we ask him when we hire him. I think in the summer of the COVID, we hire him because the first 6 months was kind of a momentary thing. We were kind of going for Ragnick, and we decided not to go, and we hire him in that summer. And clearly, we hire him, asking him, "You have to build a team that can go top 4, and we're gonna invest so we can go top 4 comfortably." And he's doing that. He's doing that, and all the young players are improving. So he's doing a great job. He's the right man at the moment.
Okay. Very good. Very good. So it's an overall, according to how you see things, Milan is pretty much has a A/A plus.
He's going on the right direction. He's an entity that is growing. He's a baby that is 12 years old. He's not a 72 years old man.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah. We have in front of us.
Right.
We have to make a lot of mistakes.
That's a good analogy. I use that analogy as well. We're like still a child, and we're growing in teenage.
Exactly.
Manhood. Yeah.
We're going to puberty now. We're losing our virginity. So,
right.
So slowly we're learning, but we're not a 72 years old that cannot get it hard. So
yeah.
So that's a good thing. We're going in the right direction.
But we are not also 30, so we cannot buy our own shit.
Exactly. That's another thing. But you know what? If you sell some stuff, right and left, you can actually become 30 earlier.
Guys, let me go. Saif, let's do one at a time. Saif, what grade do you give Milan so far from the beginning of the season till this first half?
Okay, so I'm gonna get the Champions League out of the way. I think it's a 4 out of 10.
You guys can even if you want.
Nah, like Larry said, I don't think it's fair. It's because you're not gonna get a fair medium because we've done so well in one competition and so bad in another. So I'm gonna give a 4 out of 10 for the Champions League, purely because when we were 3 games on a loss, we were bottom. No one believed in us, and we actually worked hard, worked our asses off, and put ourselves in a position to go through.
Yeah.
But we bottled it. So it has to be a 4. Yeah.
There was a moment of revival there, right? That was positive.
I mean, it was in our hands. Let's not get it twisted. It was in our hands, and we bottled it. So it's a 4 out of 10. As for the league, I know some people are gonna be, "Oh, you're harsh." I'm actually gonna go with a 7 out of 10
7.
Purely because you don't start the first 11 games 10 wins and 1 draw, and then go on to a draw Udinese, to lose 4 against Fiorentina. You know, it's just not right. It's not right at all. It's weird. You only see this type of stuff from a team like Milan, starting unbeaten first 11, and then lose 2 or 3 of the next 6 or 7. You know, it's really bad. I know it's not all in our hands. We have been missing some important players, but you know, still, we drop points where we shouldn't have drop points. You know what I mean? So I guess a 7, a, a 7 or 7.5. A 7. 7 is fair for
All right.
the beginning. Yeah. As for Pioli, I think, just being second, having 42 points with all our players missing, I still think he's a bit naive tactically. He's still making weird substitutions. I think he's still, inflexible in terms of some choices of some players. Like, for example, some pairings in the midfield, like Bakayoko Ben Nasser against Aswalo. But I think he gets. Sorry, guys, this is a noise. There's a noise.
What?
I think it's Roy.
There's a noise.
What
Roy
noise
is
are
you.
you?
It's your equipment, man. It's cheap.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Pioli
Is
gets.
this still going on?
No,
it's
it's
okay.
long.
No,
I
no,
think Pioli gets an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10.
it's still going on, by the way, the noise.
Yeah, it's going on, Roy, but I told you, man, you should go Bluetooth, total Bluetooth.
Is it still going on right now?
No.
No, right now it's.
Oh, it was my phone. It was my phone. It was my phone. That's right.
Ah, it's your phone.
All right.
But
so
I want to ask a
7,
question.
8,
I'll say
and 4.
But do you really think this, about Pioli? You gave him what you gave him 8 out of 10? Say it.
I mean, I was thinking between 7.5 and 8. Oh, I think I was generous, but a coach who is missing all these players and doesn't moan at all. He just plays the weaker, players and still is second in the league. You have to give him respect. If this was Conte or some other coach, he'd be bitching and moaning and crying by now. Pioli hasn't.
But no, my complaint is you should give a higher rate to Pioli, because at the end, his objective, what the management asked him when they hired him, was to consistently be in Champions League. First of all, to achieve the Champions League thing, and to be consistently there
What did you
without
give him?
struggling.
I mean, I still
And he's
think
doing that.
I still think 8 out of 10 is pretty solid, to be honest.
What did
I-
you give him, Malay?
Oh, I can give him a 9.5 out of 10.
Mm.
I didn't say that, but I can give him the. It's like say if it's like going to work and people ask you to do something, and you do it, but because you are such a great employee, you start to do even more than what people ask you. And the moment you stop, people are like, "Oh, you are such a shit employee because you're not doing the extra stuff that you've done it because maybe you had more time or you had more enthusiasm when you were doing it." For Pioli, it's the same. He was asked to bring this 18 Milan to the top 4 and achieve Champions League without struggle. And now people are moaning and they're complaining about him because he's not winning the Scudetto.
No,
Which is a bit
no.
unfair on him, because at the end, as much as I like them and I protect the management for the what they bought and the transfers that they did in the summer, still the transfers were not banging to win the Serie A easy. Yeah, you can win at the Serie A if you're lucky, no injuries, everything goes well. Yeah, you win the Serie A with this team. But if something
listen.
goes wrong, you struggle, and that's what
No, I
that's
don't.
my opinion.
I don't have expectations for Pioli to win the Serie A every season or to win every single game, but I think it cannot be like thrown away the fact that he's still naive. There are some games where he makes weird substitutions, where he insists on playing some players who are doing their best on certain positions where they harm the team more than they do well. Listen, he's done well. And the only reason I'm criticizing him is he can actually get better. He can even do better than what he is doing right now. But I think he still makes questionable decisions, which I'm sure in time he will get better with.
Yeah, maybe.
Mm. What about you, Nathan? How do you rate Milan so far? If you rate Champions League and Scudetto the same together as a whole objective, and Pioli.
I'm also going to separate the Champions League just because of how short it is. And I mean, we know some of the decisions that really destroyed us. So I'll also give it like a 4.5, or even a 5. It's our first year. A lot of unlucky decisions. So I think a 5 is fair. For the league itself, um, I'm going to give it. It was an A plus, but when things haven't been going right, our players have really not responded, and that's coming from like the leaders. So I'm gonna drop it down to a B plus, and that's just from what I've seen. It's just they gotta remotivate themselves. Like I don't want to use mental tiredness because every player is doing the same thing, and you got players on worse teams who have to worry about getting relegated compared to Milan, who's going to get top 4. So there should be less mental fatigue. Um, in terms of the objectives, I mean, we're going to hit the objective. The top 4 are we clearly have a team that's better than others for top 4, so that's to be expected. And then for Pioli, I'm giving him a 7. Based on he's not adding anything to how we've played the past year and a half, and he's still making the routine same weird decisions. So I'm giving him a 7 for that.
All right, nice. Okay, what about you, Red John? Same question.
For for the Champions League, I give Milan a 5 out of 10.
Do you consider them together as a one kind of like objective, or are you going to separate them as well?
No, because
Oh,
like
real quick, Roy, can you go ahead and mute me? Because I'm driving. Can you mute me?
All right, go ahead.
I don't consider them like as I don't want to put them together and then have a grade for both of them because the way I see it, we were never entering this Champions League to somehow compete. It was super disappointing that we didn't even make the Europa League, which in my opinion is the real loss, because the Europa League is at least a competition you enter and you might win, right? We could never have won the Champions League, to be honest, because the levels are just too different. But the Europa League, we could have won it, in my opinion. So I'm more sad about the fact that we didn't end up being third than that we got out of the group stage, because after the first match I saw that we still have pasta to eat before competing or being a real threat in the Champions League. So for that reason, I'm gonna give it a 5 for the spirit shown, but nothing more than that. To be
Wow,
honest.
Red John gave out of everybody the highest grades.
Yes. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it a 5 for the spirit, but I don't think we had a single game other than the 30 minutes in the first game against Atletico. Even in the game that we won against Atletico, I don't think we played a great game. I think we scored a goal, and I'll keep it tight, and I'm happy with that. But we didn't have an enjoyable performance. That being said, we did not play it like a small team in the sense that even in the end, even after 3 losses, we still tried to win. We still got ourselves in a better position. We still could have qualified for the Europa League, and we barely missed it, and I'm sad about that. Now, about Serie A, for the Serie A, I'm going to be a little bit harsher than guys. For Serie A, I give Milan a 7 out of 10. A 7 out of 10, and the reason is even though we are second in the table, even though considering the injuries, everything is going pretty good because you are still second, even though you had to basically play the Milan B team for the last 10 games or so. But that being said, I think this year, while it's not mandatory for us to win the league, this is our chance, man. This is the chance of a team that, Roy, I think you still have the phone pretty close to your equipment.
Oh, really?
So I think this is the chance for Milan to actually win some silverware. And the reason for Milan to win some silverware doesn't even come from our doing. It comes from the fact that Inter lost three of their best players and the best coach of the league, from Juventus losing their goal scoring machine, and from the fact that Napoli didn't really get that many reinforcements. Therefore, if the competition drops, then it kind of becomes at least obligatory for you to fight until the end, right? So I cannot stay here and say, "Oh, we didn't do enough." Even though we didn't do enough, we finished second last year. And after a season in which you finish second and you want to improve, the only position where you can go if you want to improve is the first. So therefore, I see it as a big defeat, the fact that we dropped so many points, and that before the Empoli game in the last 7 matches, Milan only collected 8 points. Also, on top of this, I see a parallelism with the season we had in last year, because even last year, after January, we started dropping a bit of points and we dropped a lot of focus on the game. The only difference is that if last season the half of the games finished after mid-January or something, this year we already finished the first half of the season. So we are kind of seeing the drop that we saw after January, which was in the match day 16 and 17 last season. We already saw it even before this time around. So I think that's a little bit concerning. That being said, the bright side is that after this Christmas break, we might get some players back and hopefully keep them playing. I think that's a little bit concerning. That being said, but yeah, so this is the way I see it. So for me, Serie A has been a 7 out of 10 because, unlike the guys, I think it is mandatory for us to at least fight until the end. We might not win it, but we have to fight until the end.
But we are there, John. The fact that we are fighting, we're not far away.
I'm going to give you my quick ratings. And what about Pioli, bro?
Pioli gets. I cannot blame Pioli, even though Pioli. It's not like Pioli inspires me to think that with Pioli we are going to win everything. Pioli has been kind of not allowed to express himself given our injury situation, and also given the not so great or at least not so quality-wise investment from the management. So for Pioli, I would give a 8 out of 10.
Nice. Guys, I'm going to give you my quick rating also because I got to go and then I'll be back later. But so for Champions League, I'm going to give Milan a 2 because I think Milan, but also they were very unlucky, but I thought Milan could have actually gone to the semifinals of the Champions League this year. Like I thought that was actually possible. And for the Scudetto, I give Milan so far a 9.5 because they are where they need to be, second, fighting for the top 4, maybe even winning the Scudetto. Pioli, I also give him a 9.5 for achieving all his objectives so far. And yeah. So guys, listen, I'm gonna be back later. Thank you very much.
Ciao, bro. Ciao.
Vasili's here, so I don't want to be here when Vasili's here.
I know, man. I'm not actually happy with you, man.
Right. So I'm gonna I want to get the fuck out of here because Vasili's here. All right,
Vasily, tell us what do you think about rate a bit this half season.
I want to start a little bit earlier, man, because I didn't get a chance to talk about Napoli game when you guys were
okay. So do you want to talk about Napoli game or you want to do some rating?
Let me do both games, but let me start from Napoli game.
Go for it.
The worst game I've seen Milan play. Like, I don't know what the hell. Napoli was not better than us. So I guess my take is that we're a little bit unlucky, but overall we're static. There's no creativity. Brahim Diaz, I hope over the break he will get himself together and start playing like he played like a couple of months ago, because that's a problem. Um, and I was very, 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 very disappointed with that game. At least we could have done a draw or something, but not losing to freaking Napoli that lost to Spezia today. I mean, seriously. Anyways, about this game, I like this game. We started kind of slow. I mean, not kind of slow, but I mean we scored and we conceded a goal, but second half was really good. I mean they played much better. And Salad Maker, if he played like this every game or every other game, man, it would be amazing. But the problem with this guy, he's inconsistent. Like he's a hard worker, but performances like he had today, we see a couple a year, maybe at the most, man. So I wasn't. I was happy that we won, and I was happy that Napoli lost. So we're still 4 points away from Inter, and Napoli is 3 points behind us. But Atlanta is creeping closely to us, and then Juve I think is number 5 now, which I really don't like. Actually, I really don't like that. See that on the table. What you guys were talking before I got here? Maybe there was a subject that you guys were talking, so I don't want to like deviate.
No. We were actually asking each other to give a rating about our Champions League campaign, and a rating about the half season at the moment. A rating about
like
Pioli.
rating out of 10, you mean something like that?
Yeah. A rating about Pioli and the management. Who is running the club in general. The club in general. We can start.
I would give across the board 7.5.
Now you can choose each topic if you want. You can give a rating about Champions League, a rating about the.
So
Serie A.
Champions League, Serie A, and management, three categories.
Yeah, exactly. Pioli as well, if you want to add that.
Okay, 4. Pioli, I will give him a solid, so far solid 8. Management, I would say if we're talking about Maldini, Gazidis, and Mascara, I'll give them an 8 too, man. Champions League performance, it's a 6, maybe even 5.5. First year back, I didn't expect much, honestly. Like I was hoping my heart was telling me, yeah, we're gonna make it, but my brain was telling me first year back after 7 years being absent, we're not gonna make it. So a good 5.5, 6. And Serie A right now at this point, I would say 7.5, 8. That's my rating for so far, like for the first half of the season.
So sorry, Serie A 6 out of 10.
Serie A 7.5, maybe 8. I would do 7.5, maybe 8 out of 10.
Why? Why are you saying that? What is missing?
What is missing, man, is we should have gotten. I feel like going with Pellegrini, who's injury prone, was a mistake. So it's a combined mistake. And then medical team, which is part of management, I guess, is definitely at fault. So all these injuries did not give us a chance, to stay healthy and be very competitive, because we're always missing key players. Almost every game we're missing 2, 3, 4, sometimes 5 key players that from our starting 11. So it definitely affects the team. Pioli has to do what he has to do. I mean, he's dealing with what he has at his disposal. So I'm not going to fully throw everything on Pioli. It's unfair too. So I'll divide it between management in some cases, because some transfers should have been better. Like Pellegrini, I'm sorry, they knew when they got him he's injury prone, and he gets in here and he plays 2 games out of first half of the season. The rest he's injured. Giroud was a good signing, but relying on just Zlatan and Giroud, now it's showing that we needed like a good third striker, like a younger third striker, not injury prone, but a good young striker. That could like step in if needed, because
I believe we need the first young striker. Our
yeah,
first
yeah. I
choice
mean,
should be
like
the
a
first.
priority.
Yeah,
Like if we had a lot of money, man, if the budget was pretty good, I would actually go for like Vlahovic if we had that money. Obviously, we don't, so we have to come up with something. Yeah, but yeah, I agree with you. We need like a good striker that can still develop under Zlatan, but be primary striker, where they will just kind of, Zlatan will just come in as a replacement for like 20, 30 minutes every game just to finish it up. But I wanted somebody a starter over Zlatan. Zlatan just to help out the team. Like, because
yeah,
we all knew that 40 years old dude, physically, he just cannot be top notch the whole season. And it showed, man. Last two months, Zlatan has been not himself. His touch is pretty bad. I mean, he saved us against Udinese. That was good, but it's not the same Zlatan like even
Yeah.
last year.
I agree. He's been missing a few like point blank chances.
Yeah. He's off.
Normally that
Like
doesn't happen.
his positioning is off, man. I don't know. He looks off too. So like, if I had the priority, obviously I will invest heavily, man, in like a top priority striker, midfielder, right wing, and uh, a left back, like either the same level as Tio or a good backup. Or I would actually get somebody really good and let them compete. Whoever is better, that wins the starting 11. Because not Leo, Tio, I feel like he got too comfortable because he knows I'm the starter no matter what. And that really played a bad game with him, because look at him how he's playing this season. He plays like shit. Like, I'm sorry, like, it's not Theo that like we all love from last season. He is about 50% of himself. Like, he had maybe a couple good games so far out of like what, 19 games. He had maybe 3-4 games that are good. I mean, seriously, like, So, and a backup, this Ballatore, man. I'm sorry, no, man. I know he had a decent game last time, but still, man, no. He's not AC Milan material. Bakayoko, get rid of that motherfucker, man. Seriously, I'm tired of him, man. I tried to give him a couple months like to settle in, but by now I'm like, no, he needs to. We need to cancel his loan and bring back Pobaga, man. And I don't give a shit, man. Like, get rid of Bakayoko, man. He's off. I don't know what's going on with the guy. His mind is not there. He caused us again a penalty this time. I mean, every time he's on the field, he does something stupid. Like,
Instant,
you know what I'm
and it's
saying?
always like instant too, as well. It's not like he comes
Exactly.
in
So he doesn't
after
bring
like
the
30 minutes, something happens. It's like within like the first 5 or 10 minutes or some shit. It's always something ridiculous with this guy.
he doesn't bring the stability. Like, and we brought him for that, because when he was with us that 2 or 3 years ago, he was stable. I mean, he was like controlling the midfield, but now he plays like some amateur dude, like, who doesn't know where to stand, how to pass.
It doesn't bring the experience. It's the whole point. You bring him
Yeah.
because he's played a lot of football games, in different leagues. It's been around a bit.
Dude, forget the experience for a bit. He doesn't even have passion for the team anymore. I see Brahim Diaz, who's a shorter dude, who's like Skiller calls him Paper Diaz. He comes in, he is more physical and fighting for the ball, being shorter and slimmer than Bakayoko, who's a fucking 6'2" or 6'1". Doesn't even stick his foot. He doesn't run for the team. He doesn't bring his physique. I don't want to see him anymore. I'm being honest. He's not Milan level. He is not a
No,
Milan level
I
player.
agree.
he needs to get the fuck out of here.
And Pobega was doing so good in preseason too. It's so disappointing that we sent him on loan. He's doing great, but I mean,
Let's bring that guy from France, Adli, man. I saw highlights. The guy is fucking beast, man. Let's bring him in winter if that's an option. If we have that option, cut Bakayoko loose, man. I don't need him even for squad player. No, he can go fuck himself, man. Like, that guy.
Plus, if we bring those two guys in January while Benacer and Kessie are in the AFCON, this will give us a really good chance to see how good they are and whether or not we need a replacement for Kessie.
No, you know what? I agree with you. If we sell Kessie in January, yeah, you bring both of the guys back. But the problem is, if Kessie is not going anywhere, when they come back, so half February, let's say, they come back, we have 10 midfielders basically, because Adli, Pobega, Tonali, Bakayoko, Krunic, Benacer, Kessie,
Oh,
and Florenzi is 8 midfielders.
I thought that was if we got rid of Bakayoko.
Sorry. Sorry, I
Yeah.
didn't get that. I don't think we can get rid of Bakayo.
We
He's
can
a-
cancel
he's
his
a-
loan, man. We can
We can
Yeah,
cancel.
but
his
you-
loan.
Yeah.
No, I don't think we can cancel it, man. I think
I
it's,
read it. So I read it somewhere, Laura, that there's an option, and in the
Yeah,
middle of
but-
season, get rid of him, man.
it's a 2-year
Release him.
loan. So it's a 2-year loan.
Two
So
what?
if we
3-year loan?
2 years loan.
Oh, fuck no, man.
So-
we need to get rid
I'm
of
pretty
him.
sure you can cancel it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
even
but-
if you don't cancel it, just play Pobega and Adley over him.
Nathan, you can cancel it in the summer because he
No,
can
no,
actually find a team.
I'm saying even if we don't cancel, let's say we keep him in January, I say still bring Pobega and Adley anyways and just play them over him.
Yeah, but what about the human being, man? It's just
It doesn't
you
matter.
just-
But
you
that's
don't
the
throw
thing.
people
It-
away like this. That's just,
yeah, but you earn your spot though. If
but
he
he's
thinks
not.
he's
He's
that,
not a starter. He's not a starter. He's not
okay,
asking
that
to be a
doesn't matter.
starter.
It doesn't matter. He's gonna have to be a starter because it's gonna have to be Tonali and Bakayoko. So if
Yeah,
you bring
but
in
they-
Pobega and
no,
Adley, they gotta
Nathan.
fight to start with Tonali.
Yeah, but when I talk about the human being, I say when he's sitting on the table this summer and Maldini's telling him come and play for us, convincing him to come and play for us. He's asking some, he's not asking probably to start to be a starter, but he's asking for at least 1 year to fight for that position. And if you bring 2 other guys and you send him to the stands, and for sure he's not gonna play anymore.
He's
It's
not
kind
even
of a
fighting,
telling-
man. He's not even
No,
fighting.
but that's
we
the
don't
thing.
know that. We don't know
Larry,
that.
but
We don't know
Larry,
that.
you gotta. It's what's best for the team.
No.
I
I
don't
know
care
what is
about
be-
one player.
Yeah, but the agent is gonna be complaining. The rumors
So?
are going outside. Yeah, people say I'm not going to AC Milan to play because they treat players like shit. They promise things and they
That's
send them
not
on
true,
the stand.
man.
Yeah, that's how
Yeah,
players
but we
think.
go based on. Yes, but that's if the player, if he was playing good and we treat him like that, that's one thing.
No,
but if a
but
player
it's about
is
giving and
costing the
receiving.
team
No.
routinely,
Nah, Nathan.
But
You know
what
what?
does
A
he
lot of
give
other
us?
players are playing bad. A lot of other players
Yeah,
are
but
playing.
what
We're
does
not
he-
sending them away.
but what?
It doesn't work like
what
this.
does he? But what does he give us though? There, like, what does he
Okay.
give us?
You know what? You don't is a thing is not a video game. I say it always. There is human being behind. So even if he doesn't give us a lot, you still cannot throw him in the garbage and change it straight away in 2 months. You
We're
cannot
not
do that.
saying
You
that.
have to finish the season.
We're not
And
saying
Pioli
that, man.
is playing him anyway. So something is showing in the training pitch. It's just not clicking at the moment. You can bring one guy to cover, to make sure that he gets more competition and he thinks, okay, now I need to play properly because there is another guy. But you cannot bring an entire other 2 midfielders and send him in the stands for the next year and a half.
But
cannot do
is it
that.
Adley gonna be the one competing with Diaz? Adley won't be playing in the CDM role.
No, he's a midfielder, guys. I know you've seen the highlights, him doing the last pass, and he looks like a CDM, but he's a midfielder. He plays as a midfielder, and he's gonna play in the double pivot. Maybe he can do what Kessie did today, so play as a number 10 in emergency situation. But he's a midfielder. You're not gonna get any decent performance from him as a number 10. Like today, Kessie didn't have a decent performance. He had 2 good goals, but his performance overall was quite.
I agree. But do y'all see Adley providing the same defensive coverage as the other guys?
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
he's
yeah.
not. No, he's not. He's not a great defensive player.
No,
not a
no,
great
he
at
can
all.
he can defend. He can defend well for us. He can defend well for us because we defend as a structure. We don't defend single person that goes and gets the ball. We defend as a structure.
Well, I guess we'll have to see what he does. But from what I've seen, I so far I don't think he provides the same type of coverage. But
Yeah,
if he
he
can
can
be
pro-
like at least defensively like Krunic, then that's really that's all that's needed. If he can at least defend at
exactly.
that level.
If Krunic can provide defensive game, if you put him as a midfielder, he's gonna keep his position and cover that part of the pitch. If Krunic can do that, any player can do that. So, and Bakayoko is a defensive midfielder, he's doing damage. So it doesn't matter. It's not about you being good at defending. It's about you being good and following what the team is doing. Because at the end, you defend with 6,
Well,
7
you
players,
got to
not
have
with
good
one.
defensive awareness, though. You still need to have defensive awareness. though.
Bakayoko is basically we got him because defensive awareness, and he's doing shit. It looks like he doesn't even have
but
a
he's
defensive awareness.
right. That's what I'm saying. So we'll just have to see what Adley can do. We'll see. I mean, we can't say yes or no definitively. So it's just something that we got to find out later on.
Do you remember Kessie and his defensive awareness during Gattuso time?
He was terrible. Yeah, he was bad.
Exactly, and now he's the best in the pitch. It's not because he improved that; it just the system improved around him, and he looks better defensively. So it's more like a team issue. Vasily, what do you think about the stadium, man? If you're still there,
What do you say?
what do you think about the stadium?
Stadium is beautiful, man.
2027, they say.
Yeah, I wish it was sooner, at least like 2025. But hey, it is what it is, man.
Times fly, man. Don't worry.
Yeah, but I really want us to have our own stadium, man. Like the sooner the better.
You should buy one of those, jars and write down on the jar, write down San Siro and put $1 every day. So when the stadium is gonna be ready, you have the money to come and see a game.
Oh, that's a good point, man. That's actually a very good point.
You have like 7 years, actually 6 years.
Shit, man, I'll probably have more than just going to one game, man.
Exactly. Put $1 a day. I don't think it's difficult. It's not impossible. And when the stadium is ready, you have a season ticket for that season.
Oh shit, man. And then I moved to Italy, man.
Move to Italy, work remotely, or just watch 5 games a year. A season ticket is worth it just to watch 5 games a year.
Yeah, like the big ones, man.
Yeah, you watch the big ones, and you're done. And if you have a season ticket, it's guaranteed for you to have it the next year. Because this is gonna be a fight to get a season ticket with a stadium like this.
Yeah. I mean, I totally agree with you, man. I never thought about that way, man. But that's a good like advice, man.
People are asking who remembers the stadium before Berlusconi. Berlusconi sold to Chinese.
I think the actual AC Milan channel on YouTube even posted that stadium, which is funny.
Yeah, that was all bullshit, guys.
Yeah.
That was not true. They just did that thing so they can sell the club, but of course,
And with
this one is
music
real news.
and with music with all angles, and it was hype at the official Milan channel. Like how much of a joke
Yeah.
is that?
Yeah, because at that time, the official Milan channel was owned by Berlusconi, so he wanted to do that. It was a PR movement to make sure that the club has a lot of value and it's gonna be amazing. So buy AC Milan. It was just fake. This one is real. This is going to happen because these 2 clubs are involved, Inter and Milan. So
Yeah.
it's not a joke. I'm not making fun of both. That one was a joke because they were saying there was just a stadium of Milan. But this one is real.
That channel was a joke back in the day. I remember that even they posted a video about Beckham just fighting other players. It was very weird.
Yeah. Capacity 65,000 people. They're saying. and probably the season ticket is gonna go around 600 euro. Now you can buy a season ticket for 300 euro. The cheapest one, I think, is 300 euro. But which is it's okay. I mean, probably a bit cheaper than 300 euro. But with this new stadium, it's gonna.
I think it's a good price, to be honest.
Yeah, with this stadium, it's gonna go around, at least the minimum is gonna be 600 euro, 600 or 700 euro, and I think it's still a good deal. If you go watch 10 games, the average is 70 euro, 60 euro a game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the name of the stadium is actually very interesting. The way they named it.
Yeah, the cathedral. And it looks beautiful. There is a balcony on the sides. And the company that it did the design is the same company that designed the Tottenham Stadium, Wembley, the Olympic Stadium in London. They designed a lot of Emirates, the Arsenal Stadium. So it's a serious company. It's a serious company. It's a real thing. It's happening.
And the revenue, they said it's going to be around 100 million, right? Or 80, they said.
What? The revenues? Yeah.
Yeah.
80 million, at least 80 million, they say. But it can go even higher.
So there are no excuses for big signings.
No. Big signings are going to come for sure. And it's going to be good. It's going to be good. I hope in that moment we're building this stadium. We've been consistently in Champions League for 6 years in a row. That would be amazing. Being 6 years in a row in Champions League, you build a team that you cannot even imagine how good it can be. It's something amazing.
We are basically where Inter was in like 2017, 2018, 2019. Making the Champions League consistently and then getting Lukaku, Hakimi,
Exactly.
and then...
I mean, Skriniar, 30 million. Barella, 35 million, something like that. And a lot of other big signing players with high salaries like Vidal, Ashley Young, and people like this. So it's happening, guys. We're close. It's not far away. And we started better than Inter because Inter got in Champions League finishing 4th, in the last day.
Yeah.
We are actually consistently being challenging for the Scudetto. So it's a different situation.
Well, our team now is better than their team back when they first started making the Champions League as well.
Exactly.
And younger as well.
Yeah. The Milan Cathedral. Well, I guess, Vasily, what do you want to add? Anything else, man?
Wait a second, man. I want to say a couple things about the stadium, man. I didn't get the chance to. Finally, first of all, I'm finally going to get my hair cut on Friday, man. I look like a fucking bomb, man. Anyways, that's the point, man.
Talking about the stadium.
The stadium, man, it looks fantastic, man. It looks beautiful, man. I mean, I like San Siro, man, but we need to keep up with the rest of the world, man. And I think this stadium is going to be a new mecca, man, for Milan players, for Milan fans, man, like big time. I mean, it looks like kind of like a space shuttle, man, in a sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hope they do the whole environment around the stadium. They do it. You know what I mean? All these trees, all this park.
I think they kind of have to, man, because the whole point was to kind of create this whole infrastructure, man, so they can have like concerts, they can have those malls and, so it's not just a stadium, it's the whole complex, man, of things. So
yeah,
I feel like it's perfect, man. It's perfect for us to to have our own kind of thing going on because Look at even Juventus, man. Their stadium is like only like 40,000, but since they built that stadium, man, they this definitely helps them financially, man, big time.
Yeah,
So
it gives them a lot of money.
plus like the sponsorships are gonna go up, and then we can sell the rights to the stadium, like the name, and make a lot of money on that too. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of like little components like to that. So the whole deal. So I cannot wait for 2027, to come fast enough. And the other thing, man, is that you're right about if we continue and we play in Champions League for the next 6 years with the new stadium and that new revenues, man. I mean, that's when we really will be able to compete with some big clubs, man, financially, like, in terms of
I'll
transfer. Huh?
tell you what,
Yeah.
and you can go. If we go to Champions League 6 years in a row, the moment we have the new stadium, and our management is still Maldini and people that trust him, because I trust the football knowledge Maldini has, and our management is that level, the Premier League team are not gonna be able to compete against us.
Like,
We can be the level of Real Madrid and Barcelona.
and to be honest, man, Barcelona is on a down slope right now. So for they're kind of like us 8 years ago. That's Barcelona right now.
Yeah, but they have money. They have a high revenue. They have massive revenue.
They
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 do,
just
get
but
they,
back.
they just they just signed a player for like 60 million.
They signed a player for 60 million. Yeah.
they do, man. But financially speaking, with that huge debt that they have, like, I mean, what is it, like 1 billion something euros? It's still like, in terms of accounting, it still doesn't look good. I mean, like, I know they have high revenue and they can definitely maybe recover much faster than a lot of other clubs because of their name and prestige and, like, the followers. But it will take some time for them to rebuild the team that was like 4 or 5 years ago that was dominating and killing everybody. That's going to take some time for them. So there's no more Messi, who's generating a lot of money, man. Honestly, like, he was generating by himself a lot of money, but he's gone. So unless they find some new Messi that is going to be as big as Messi, yeah, then look at even Real Madrid. Real Madrid haven't been buying like crazy amounts of, like, sums of money lately.
No. Yeah, no. I agree with you. They're never gonna find the next Messi, and they're not gonna flourish the way they were flourishing with Messi. But still, they're never gonna touch the level of banter we touched. Never is gonna happen for them, because they have a lot of revenues, and that debt. Let's say that debt, they want to pay that debt in 20 years. 1 billion in 20 years is it's 50 million a year. So
They
it's
will have to restructure, they will have to do a lot of, like, because there's a lot of probably of that is owned by banks, obviously. Who else? So if banks are willing to wait and restructure, that's one thing. But if some banks might say, fuck you, man.
no, because they're all Spanish banks, and Spain is never gonna allow Barcelona to fail.
I mean, obviously, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
They're gonna restructure the debt. Actually, the government is gonna help them a lot with taxation and everything. They're gonna save Barcelona, and they're gonna pay that debt 4 million a month for the next 20 years, and that is nothing for a club that makes 500 million revenues a year. So that's the misconception that people have with their debt is, yeah, it's big, but they can pay that in 20 years. They can pay that in 50 years. They can say to the government, I'll pay it for 50 years. Just let me be Barcelona.
No, I agree, man. I agree. Just give me a second. I'll be back.
Yeah, no worries. Say if they signed Ferran Torres, I think he's an amazing player. He's an amazing player.
I mean, my best friend is a Man City fan, and he said Barcelona are so desperate they're ready to pay anything. He said that it's a very inflated price. Because he's a Premier League player, because he's playing for Man City. 60 million is a lot. I mean, they could have like bought two players for like 30. 60 is a lot for an attacker. They have many problems in the pitch. Barcelona.
Yeah, but he's a good striker. I always say it doesn't matter the price, man. Just buy a good striker. even if you overpay the striker, but he does the job you want you to do. That is important. That is the most important thing. And for the Spanish league, having Fernan Torres that does 20 goals helps you to go top 4 and don't miss Champions League. So if you have to pay 60 million to don't finish out of the top 4, that's fine. You overpay a player, but you achieve your results. Paying Ibra 7.5 million at the age of 38 is overpaying someone, but he helps you to achieve the result. So
I mean, we had to pay for Ibra, to be honest. I think we couldn't have afforded Ibra to leave, especially this season.
We were desperate. We were desperate because we needed a guy like Ibra. So we allowed him to get 7.5 million, so we can go top 4. Barcelona is doing the same. They did the math. They say Fernan Torres is good enough for the Spanish league to score 20 goals or to do the game that Xavi wants. So I'll pay the 60 million and I get the things done. And I hope we think in the same way. We think like, okay, Vlahovic 60 million is too much, but I need him. So I will pay that 60 million. I don't care if I'm overpaying 20 million. I'm going to get that money back going top 4, winning the league.
I don't know.
John,
I'd honestly rather than spend 60 or 70 on one player, maybe spend like a 35 on a position, another 35 on another position, because people say Man City spend a lot. That's actually what they do. They spend like this amount of money on different positions. They don't go for 80, 90 on one player. You know what I mean? That's where they are so successful right now.
But they spend 60 million on fullbacks, man. So it's like spending 100 on a striker.
Yeah,
so there is this thing that they don't spend a lot. Yeah, they spend a lot because they buy the fullback that is playing 60 million and the fullback that is staying in the bench 50 million. So basically, they are spending 100 million.
Yeah, sure. I mean, what they have been doing as of late, 40 on a position, 35 on a position. I think that's good rather than going for someone who's 70 every transfer.
I mean, they bought ice cold De Bruyne for 60 million.
No, I think De Bruyne was like 40 something back then.
I think 60 million euro, 45 million pounds, whatever. Rajon, you came in, man. What do you want to say? Nothing. He just came in to see, so the people can see the R.
Oh, Rajon is here?
Yeah, Rajon is here, but he doesn't want to talk.
Rajon is, man. Rajon,
don't be shy, man.
Usually he's not a very shy guy, man.
He's a pain in the ass usually, actually. So,
dude, I'm sorry. I'm actually doing like some work as well, but I'm just joined so I can, I don't know, join the conversation when I hear something wrong from that.
So that's why I asked you, because I thought you hear something wrong from me. That's why.
No. So far, so good. When I hear something wrong, boom, I'll jump, man. I'll jump in right away.
Vasily, I'm a really important person. People checking on me, controlling.
The most important person.
Exactly.
Roy thinks he is as well, but he's not.
Roy is coming back, by the way, so be careful what he's saying.
Okay, shit.
He's still around. Fernan Torres, what he was saying. Vasily, man, do you think we should go for what Saif is saying, 230 million players or 160 million? What is your opinion on this?
My perfect kind of scenario, man, is Vlahovic, man. So I'm going with 60, but I understand that that's not going to happen, probably, unfortunately. So we have to get creative and probably do some kind of loans and options to buy, maybe 2-year loan and with obligation to buy, something like that. Maybe even with Vlahovic is not going to work because he only has like a year or 2 left on his contract, so it's a straight buy with this guy. But maybe some other dudes, we can come up with something. But I'm not sure who else. I've heard about this Udinese striker that what's his name? This Portuguese guy.
Beto.
Beto. I mean, he looked pretty good. I don't know if he's top level yet, but he's young. He's physically strong. Has a good technique. I mean, cheap version. If we talk about developing, I mean, that's a great example of developing, man. You know, get
Yeah,
somebody
yeah,
that
no.
promising and develop, like what Roy was talking about.
I'm happy. I'm happy with the guy that has an energy, that has a pace. I'm not talking about the pace of how can I say it, a really fast striker. I'm talking about faster than Ibra, fast with the pace of Vlahovic at least, which is not incredibly fast player. So I need a striker that has pace, power, that it goes, does those runs and creates chances. Even if he scores 12, 13 goals a season, that is fine. If he's young, 22, he needs to, get used to the league and all things like that. But I need a guy that can give you that option, that type of football. The Argentinian guy, everyone is talking. He looks good. I wouldn't mind him as well if we cannot achieve Vlahovic. It's still something. Is still a young guy that can give you those options as a striker. But yeah, the ideal situation for me is to buy a big player, 60 million player, and a 30 million player. So two players, total 100 million. Hopefully, we're gonna do that.
I mean,
Um,
we gotta do something, man. It's like we can't continue with this attack, man. Like,
it's really hard. It's really hard to look at the next 6 months and think we're going with this attack, with such a slow attack. It's really
yep.
hard.
I mean, there's so much, and the league got used to Zlatan again. They kind of got away because he hasn't played for a while. But then, I think they figured out, a lot of teams, how to play against Zlatan again. So it's and Giroud is a good top level player, but he's not the one who's gonna be a deal breaker, man. So,
I feel like Zlatan with Rebic, Leao around him, players that have a lot of pace, he can actually be still effective because these players are gonna do those runs for him.
that's why, man, we're missing big time Rebic and Leao, Calabria, man. Those dudes will miss so much. I mean, you can see the difference when they all play, especially Rebic, man. In tough games, he is the fucking bulldozer, man. He runs like there's no tomorrow, man, back and forth. So he helps a lot the defense too, midfield. That's what I like about Rebic, and he just doesn't give a shit, man. Like, he's not afraid of anything, man. He just goes, Leao,
Yeah.
Leao definitely good. Like, this season, Leao has been good so far, man. I'm really impressed with him. And there's talks that he wants to stay with Milan. He doesn't want to go anywhere. There's two clubs offered something to Milan, like English and Germany. He said, "Fuck him," like he said, no, not fuck him, but he said, like, I want to stay with Milan.
One thing I wanted to ask you, Vasily, is what I was saying. Oh yeah, the guy Perisic is not renewing for Inter. Would you offer him a contract to come and play for AC Milan? Best friends with Rebic.
I would say like a last option kind of thing. If whatever other guys didn't pan out, I would probably go for him, but not as a priority, man. I'm not the biggest fan of Perisic, man. Like, he's a good player, man, but
he runs a lot. I'll be honest with you. Is the Rebic age or 1 or 2 years older, something like that? So he runs a lot.
He's like 30,
runs
man.
a lot.
I think he's around 30, man. I feel like let me just see Perisic.
I think he's good. I think he's good because he has quality. He runs a lot, and he's perfect for our left wing or right wing if he can do that. And you can actually move Rebic as a striker more often.
Oh no, bro! I was right. He's 32 years old, man. No, forget about it, man. As I said,
I wouldn't mind.
If he takes he's not expensive and he's not demanding high salary as a squad player, yes, but not as the main guy, man.
No, not as the main guy. You add somebody to your squad.
To
Instead
add
of
him,
having
yes. To add him,
Krunic, you have him
yes.
basically instead of
I
having
mean,
Krunic.
he'll bring good experience, and he has a lot of experience. So in terms of that, like a squad player, hell yeah, man. If he's willing to take, like, I don't know, now I think he makes like probably 5-6 million at Inter. If he's okay to like 2.5, 3, whatever, man, no big deal. Would take him, but anything more than that, I feel like budget wise, he's not worth it. Especially if we can get like a very good right wing, you know. Plus, we're gonna
Yeah.
sell Castillejo. It looks like he's going to Genoa or Spain or something like that. So
Yeah, they're going. Conti, Castillejo is going, and who else? Uh, I guess we don't know. What about Florenzi? Florenzi is playing well. He's doing
he
his
is a
job.
good squad player. Like, and let's
Yeah.
keep him that way, man. Nothing more. Like, I would start Kalulu over Florenzi, man. Honestly, right now, like I feel like Kalulu, with his potential and his desire, man, he can grow even faster if he plays more often, man. I like his attitude, man. He's so young, but he has a really good attitude about him, man. Kalulu, and I really like that. He fights
Yeah.
for every ball. He runs like crazy. No, Cassie is gone, so we need a midfielder for sure. I mean, Pobega and Adley are good, but maybe we'll go for somebody else. Who knows, man? What's his name? Renato Sanchez.
Yeah, Renato Sanchez can be an interesting attacking midfielder instead of Diaz in some games because he can do that position.
Diaz just needs to bulk up a little bit. Like, he does not have the power to hold any player, almost any player, man. He's like kind of like a version of Castillejo a little bit lately. He looks like that, man. He just gets pushed over like a little baby, man.
I think
be tough, man.
I think what you're asking is gonna happen, but it's gonna take a few years. It's not gonna happen in 1 year. It's gonna be a 2-year process, At the, let's say, in 2023, Diaz is gonna be more physically more complete player. He's gonna handle the opposition pressure and all these challenges better in 2 years because he's gonna get used to and understand the game. It's not gonna happen just going to the gym and working, muscling up a bit. It takes more, it's more about experience, how to handle those challenges than actually building a physique. Because I've seen Messi. Messi was even smaller than Diaz in the beginning of his career, but he was good at handling those physical challenges because he was already aware about that. Tagliatelle Nonna Pina. How the fuck you know that song, man? Paul KB. How do you know that song? What do we want to add anything else, or we can close the live? In my opinion, 1 hour and 50 minutes is more than enough.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing more to say, I guess.
Wow, the last question, and Red John probably is going to answer as well. What are you looking forward for the next year? What is one thing you want for the next year, like a wish you're looking forward for the next
To
year?
be honest, man, like my wish, I think I already said it, like Vlahovic, man. That's my wish, man. He's like perfect for Milan. He's perfect for Milan, man.
It's a good wish. It's a good wish. What about you, Red John?
I want no injuries, bro.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Enough with injuries, because let us see how strong we are, because we cannot see how strong we really are.
Yeah,
and it's confusing us. It's really confusing us. Maybe we are a strong team. We just never had the chance to play together, like with all our starters.
Yeah, it feels like it's weird. Yeah. It's definitely, that's the thing I want as well. I want the next 6 months to have just 5 injuries in total. That's what
That's
I
the
want.
dream,
Because
the
no
dream.
injuries at all.
Only
No
5
injuries at all. I don't think it's impossible.
Yeah.
I want 5 injuries. I'm happy with that.
I
Yeah.
One thing is gonna. Yeah, go for it.
Finish yours, and then I'll say something.
No, are you guys positive for the transfer market of January? Do you think we're gonna buy players, or is real what they say? We are good like this. We don't need anyone.
I hope it's not true, man. I hope it's just kind of like a mind games.
Yeah.
But we really need some players, man. Though it's impossible not to reinforce anything. I mean,
What is your feeling? Your gut feeling.
my feeling is that we're probably gonna sign a couple players.
Big signing, or is just gonna be some patches?
It all
for the
depends,
season?
man. But like, I mean, I wish we could sign big, but it all depends. But I mean, probably not big players. Big players probably come in summer, but reinforcement kind of, I guess.
So a few patches to get through the season.
Yeah, to get through the season and make sure we are top 4. Like
Mhm.
the way things are going, if the injuries are gonna stay like this, man, unfortunately, I mean, like my brain tells me, my heart says like, oh, we're still gonna win Scudetto, but part of my brain tells me if the injuries are gonna stay like this, the pace of injuries, man, I doubt it, man.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
But we are gonna have one match a week. Like, I don't think the injuries will be as bad as they are right now.
I'm hoping, man.
That being said, I don't think they will stop because we are doing something wrong. So until we find the root of the evil, we will carry on having this problem. Maybe it's the human personnel there that is just not good enough, or maybe something physical that is making players get more injuries. But until we find that, we're gonna struggle with injuries. That being said, as far as January purchases or players that we might get is concerned, I think we will just get a center back, and maybe we get the guy from Brest, Roman Fabio. And if we do that, I
Okay.
think it's a pretty decent mercato.
Transfer market. I would say that we're gonna have a big player coming in January.
But big
How's
player,
that feeling?
define big player. Diego Godin is the big player for you, or what?
No, a big player, something that we're gonna say, wow, what just happened? What just the fuck happened? Something you never expected. A transfer move that no one really was ready. Or you can be like Diego Godin, Ribéry, and that's it.
What do
You guys are laughing, but
what do you mean, Ribéry, bro? Come on.
well, I saw him against us. He was running a lot. He was in a pretty good shape physically.
Oh,
Of
yeah,
course, we're gonna break. We're gonna break him
Yeah,
as soon as he comes in Milan.
Exactly.
We're gonna break him in little pieces, but that is gonna be the transfer. Or he's gonna be a big player, or he's gonna be Diego Godin and Ribéry, Frank Ribéry.
Yeah.
Which is sound pretty good, the left wing of Bayern Munich and the center back of Atletico at their peak. So it's like it's scary if you think just we're getting them 10 years after.
You are killing me, man.
I mean-
Aubameyang, that was the brother of Aubameyang, not the real one.
It's a problem.
So what?
No, man, no. That guy from the Borussia Dortmund, no. Or where is he playing? That his
He's
brother.
playing
Arsenal.
Arsenal.
He plays in Arsenal with his older brother.
No. His younger brother. People are assuming that he spoke about his bigger brother. Okay?
Oh,
No.
okay. Nah. I mean, like a couple years ago, I would definitely go for what's his name,
Aubameyang.
Aubameyang.
A couple of years ago, I would go for Godin and Ribéry as well.
Exactly.
But right now, I don't think. I mean, he's still a good player. I'm not saying he's, but I would rather go for somebody young and really good and that can stay with Milan for a while, like Vlahovic one more time.
Yeah. Vlahovic, man, like Vlahovic. Listen, guys, Darren, you have seen Serie A as long as I have. But do you remember any 20, 21, 22-year-old player who, in one season, in one calendar year in Serie A, scored 30 goals? Because I truly don't remember someone so young scoring this many goals 2 seasons in a row in Serie A. I just don't know. That's
No,
why
no,
I
it
think
doesn't. I think the only one, not even Shevchenko was doing those
no,
numbers at that
no, no.
time.
Shevchenko
Ronaldo,
Sheva scored, I think, for his first year,
22 goals.
27 or something, 25.
I think in his first year he scored like 20, 21, 22 goals because his first year he struggled a bit, Cheva, because he came out of the
yeah, with
European
goals
League.
he struggle.
Yeah, like he didn't have the
With
best
game,
season. Is his first with game he
in
was
term
perfect.
of yeah, in term of football, he was
Yeah,
playing incredibly well, but goals, it was not amazing, I would say.
yeah,
I remember, I don't think not even Batistuta at that age, or Ronaldo coming from Barcelona to Inter. He scored a lot of goals the first season, but not 30
no,
something in a
yeah,
year, or maybe something like that. Anyway, it's insane, and it cannot be luck. It cannot
no, it's
be
not that.
two good season. You
Yeah,
cannot have two good season, man. You have one good season, and you have okay season, but two good season, no. He's good, man. You can see him. The way he wants to score. He's always involved with the goals. He's never tired. He
he
likes to be
runs.
always in the center of the attacking. What happened? What's going on? So yeah, he's a good striker. He's a good striker. He can get lost because if you put him in the wrong formation with the wrong players, he can get lost.
Yeah,
He can have those bad seasons. But on the long term, he's gonna perform.
yeah, because he is even physically he is perfect for us. He's a tall guy who's young, who runs. He's not the quickest or the fastest player ever, but he's the player that runs, pressures. Uh, I don't know, man. I see him perfect for us, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah, and
The only
he
thing
has a
is his
good touch.
price.
He's technically
He has a
good.
good
He's technically good.
touch. He's left footed. So, yeah.
For me, the price is not even so bad. The price is
That's-
really good, guys. The
60
price
million
is
is
really
pretty
good.
good. Yeah, but it's
It's
60 million. It's a really good price. The problem is it a good price for Milan? Is the problem?
it's a good
Or,
price for everyone. It's a good price for Fiorentina if they don't have him because they're gonna. He's bringing them to challenge for top four. Any players is good. For any team, is a good price. Uh, for Milan, literally, we win the next three Scudettos if we get him.
yeah, I agree.
That is the fact. Games like fucking Udinese, he wins that game.
Yep.
Games against Napoli, he wins that game against Napoli. If that shit in Napoli, easy he wins the game. It's
I mean,
a
the guy,
fact.
the guy he is good, man. I know some people say they're still not convinced, but man, he knows Serie A really well by now. He'll slide into Milan team with a couple more reinforcements in other parts of the field. Shit, man, we'll be
Yeah.
dominating, man.
But
Man,
even without reinforcements, because this is this is the thing. The thing is that right now I think we have come to a stage where the team is decent. It's not like a dominant team, but now we need uh, to get one really good player a transfer window. Get it? Like I don't want anymore to get players who are like, oh, he might become good or get them as well. Get it? But don't get me Bakayoko anymore. Don't get me Pellegrini anymore. It's time to add one player instead of 30 or of 3 or 4, but one player who's at his peak and who's already expensive because he is a good player. Get it? Get me one Bernardo Silva a season. And then after 2 seasons, you already have, after 2, 3 seasons, you have 3 world-class players in your team. And now you go to the Champions League group stage, not hoping to pass the group, but sure that you will go to the semifinal. Okay?
Yeah. It's no, and if you are a player like Vlahovic, the players that the value is 30 million around him, they could look even better.
Yeah.
Because fucking Saponara is looking like a magician close to him.
Vlahovic
Or other
this season alone has 16 goals so far. 16.
16 goals. Come on, man. Whatever.
These are crazy
Even
numbers, bro.
it's like even if he does the half of the goal he's gonna do this season, he does it next season for us. The half of the goal, we win the Scudetto.
Yeah.
If he does half of the goal he's doing this season. So he's going to finish probably with 27, 28 goals this season. If he does 14 for us the next season, we win the Scudetto because he's going to play all the games. He's going to do the runs, the assists, be a pain in the ass to defenders, and other players are going to score goals as well.
How do you know he's not going to be the next Piontek?
Because
Piontek
did one season. Half a season, actually, not even one.
And Roy, I tell you, I'll be honest with you. For all the players we sold, probably Piontek is the one that, if he was playing for this AC Milan, he will be really useful to us. And he will score goals. And because he was doing those runs, he was going to the space. So he's not going to be the next Piontek because we are not that Milan, first of all. We are a better side. So we're not going to let down a young, good player to not perform. We're still going to make sure he performs because there is an organization behind. We play a certain football. And no, man, it's a second season. It's impossible. It's a second season. It's not going to happen, man. And why you mentioned Piontek? Why you didn't mention Belotti?
Belotti. I want Belotti to come to me.
Why didn't say? How do you know? Why didn't say? How do you know he's not gonna be the next Belotti?
Because Belotti is proven in Serie A.
Proven what?
In Serie A, he's proven.
But proven for what?
For what? Yeah, to do what?
A consistent Serie A player.
Doing what? How many goals?
European champion.
No. Don't start with that. Doing what in Serie A every season? How many goals?
Scoring goals, assists, taking numbers, kicking ass.
So Vlahovic can do that. Don't worry, man.
I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe no.
16 goals so far.
You know,
in 18 games.
Playing at Fiorentina is very easy. It's very easy to play Fiorentina.
But I know. Roy, I know what you mean, but clearly it doesn't look like a guy that is going to suffer the San Siro pressure. Actually, it looks like I cannot wait to go in a full stadium like San Siro and score a goal for
I could be completely wrong. I'm completely open to that idea, but I could be completely wrong about it. I'm just not 100% convinced either.
Oh, no, man. You know what? Nothing is 100% sure, apart from death and taxes.
Well, Salamakers is 100% sure becoming a top player in 2 years. That's for sure.
No, that is my opinion. I hope he's going to be a top player in a few years.
Is Vlahovic going to become a top player in a few years?
He's almost sure, man. You know what? I saw Pato at 17 when he scored. When he touches the first ball at San Siro against Napoli, and I thought this guy is going to win a Ballon d'Or. And truly, he was going for that path. But injuries happened, and he never won that Ballon d'Or. He never became the player he could be. So Vlahovic can have an injury, a bad injury, like Pato had, and he's never going to be the player I'm thinking he's going to be. But that's not in control of the guy. If everything happening in his life is on his control, he's going to be the player he's destined to be, and he's going to be an incredible player.
I think Vlahovic, if he does explode, I think he's going to be like a Cavani. That's just going to be his level.
That is an insane level, man.
That's pretty good level. Yeah.
If you put Cavani instead of Benzema or the Real Madrid that was playing Ronaldo, Cavani wins the 3 Champions League instead of 4, let's say. And that is an insane level. That is, if you got the level to, if you go to the level of,
level.
But that's a massive level.
Other levels
that is a massive level. No, that is if you put Cavani to Bayern Munich, he becomes like Lewandowski.
Capocannoniere, yeah.
Yeah, he scores 40, 50 goals a season. He's that player.
Maybe a Benzema.
Benzema, but
That is-
Benzema is a super fucking career, man.
That is an insane level. When I
No,
remember,
but we
is
want
crazy insane.
we want Messi.
No.
doesn't exist
Benzema
that.
Benzema
You have to
is
wait for
We
30
need
years.
Messi.
Yeah.
Well, we have Messi actually. His name is Camrada.
Yeah, sure.
It's true.
Okay.
It's a fact.
Okay.
Roy, Benzema, when he was playing with Lyon, he was playing like Vlahovic, and he was scoring half of the goal Vlahovic was scoring. He was playing like he was doing those runs. He was kicking penalties. He was doing everything.
Listen, I was
And
wrong
he
about
became
Mike
that
Magnan.
player.
I was wrong about Mike Magnan. So I was right about
He-
Giroud, but I was wrong about Mike Magnan. I'm okay with being wrong, guys. I have no problem. If he comes to Milan and he kicks ass and takes numbers, fine. But
Also,
if you ask me, I think you'd come to Milan. It's going to be a big failure. Failure.
I would like to take I don't know how you call it in English, that I said that Magnan is good, but Giroud is going to be whatever. Okay? And so it happened. So listen to me carefully now, Roy. Okay? If Vlahovic comes to Milan, he's going to score 30 goals next season with us. 30. And we win the fucking Serie A, and we go to the semifinals in the Champions
No,
League.
you guys think that Vlahovic is like Superman, guys. Chill out.
Guys, he's playing for Fiorentina. It's not like
No,
he's playing for
He's surrounded
the
by good
dominant
players.
team.
He's surrounded by good players.
No, he's surrounded by okay players, man.
Well,
Not good players.
Good players.
Good players.
Listen, if I put Vlahovic to Sassuolo, he scores even more goals. He doesn't even need to shoot penalties. Because Sassuolo creates so many chances, he's gonna score.
I agree.
Maybe, yeah. But I think if you put him at Milan, he's gonna be a total flop.
Now you're trolling, man. Total flop already, you know. How we are sure about him being a world class is a thing, but you being sure he's gonna be a total
Because
failure.
it's almost like I've seen the script many times before.
No, I haven't seen this. Listen, he's not even like Gilardino. Gilardino was a slow guy.
Yeah.
I remember Gilardino likes to have the ball in the box and turn and shoot.
Yeah.
That was the only game he was doing, Gilardino. Vlahovic does runs. He runs 30 meters.
Yeah,
but also-
that's why I say Cavani, because Cavani is one by one.
And
But
also,
Cavani's
man-
fucking good, man. I wish we got Cavani when Lampard
Yeah.
is
No,
gone.
but I said maybe
Exactly.
if.
Cavani's
also-
an insane
guys,
I
level.
say
man.
80% he's gonna definitely flop. 20%
Roy.
maybe he's gonna be Cavani.
Roy, when is the last time, man, that you saw a 21-year-old player score 30 goals in Serie A in one calendar year? When was the last time? I don't remember, man. Geraldinho would score a shit ton of goals with Fiorentina against us, but he was never surpassing the 20 goals in Serie A.
Gilardino?
Geraldinho, yeah.
I think Inzaghi was like this when he was young. Vieri. Del
Yeah,
Piero.
but they were not scoring the amount of goals.
But not
that
30
Vlahovic was
goals.
scoring.
Not 30 goals, man.
Well, but I
Roy,
mean, it's impressive record. It doesn't mean much, though.
I'll tell you something, man. The guy is being scored. He scored 43 goals in Serie A.
But I think 38 of them are penalties.
38. I don't think so, man. You haven't seen him.
I think
Enough.
38 are penalties and 5 of them are deflections.
Nah.
Roy, you came back.
He's trolling. He came back to do what he likes to do. Troll.
Actually, I gotta. Oh shit! I'll be right back.
70%. Bitte schön.
Jetzt bei Galeria 25%. Sorry.
25%. Bitte eine Schluck.
Lecker.
Listen, we are talking about Vlahovic, but I have the feeling Di Marzio said that he has an agreement with a Premier League club already, which I think is Manchester United, in my opinion. Talking about Cavani. I think he has an agreement. No, Vlahovic has an agreement with Man United.
Most probably that's where he's going, man. So,
But I don't know, man. Like big strikers don't really do well in the Prem.
And the other thing, I feel like somebody wrote that we're gonna end up with Belotti. That's what's gonna probably happen, man.
Oh no, please no, Dad. Just don't give me Belotti.
Di Marzio is a bullshit source, like
No.
4 kb.
No. Di Marzio is one of
It's
the
pretty good.
yeah.
He's like
Di
top in
Marzio,
Italy.
Yeah.
yeah, Di Marzio
One of the most
and,
reliable in Italy. Yeah.
yeah, Di Marzio and what's it called Romano are. If they
Yeah.
say something, they don't say it just because they need clicks, you know.
Yeah.
They say it because. But to be honest, Di Marzio's been saying that there is a British club that has an agreement with Vlahovic. On the other side, Romano hasn't said anything. Actually, Fabrizio Romano has said that Arsenal has been calling Vlahovic agent, and he's been rejecting Arsenal.
And I just want to believe Romano, man.
Yeah, man, I want to believe Romano. I want to believe the fact that still he doesn't have any agreement, that he has an agreement with us instead of a Premier League. I want to be romantic. I want to believe the kid, the guy that wants to play with his idol, with Ibrahimovic, that wants to follow the path of Ibrahimovic and bring a club to win something. I hope he is that type of personality, not the guy that goes and does the same move that everyone is doing.
And Lauret, and the interesting thing is that he's still gonna make pretty good money moving to us. We're not gonna pay him 2 million, that's for sure.
We're gonna pay him 5 million for sure.
Yeah, easily. Like that's, I feel like that's probably maybe even more if needed. But so I mean, in Premier League, maybe he would make 9 or 10. Here he will make 6, maybe 7.
No. He's not gonna make that in Premier. No one is gonna give him more than 5 or 6 million, because the Premier League sees him in the same way we see. They are not sure he's gonna be a player. He's gonna work in Premier League. They have that he's a Premier League proven player, so they're not gonna give him more than 5 or 6 million net. So on the salary, I'm pretty confident on that. I'm happy. We can give the salary he wants. The money, I still believe we can pay the money that Fiorentina is asking for, between 45 and 60 million. That is what is moving. The only question is, does he want to play for us? Man, what's going on there, Vasily? Oh, that is Red John. Red John, man.
No, it's not me, man. It's Vasily.
Okay. Do you think he wants to play for his idol, with his idol, Ibrahimovic? That all this signing back Ibrahimovic is...
I doubt this, man. I doubt it, to be honest.
I mean, we were able to attract players like Pato because Kaká, or because the fact that a lot of Brazilian players played with us. So sometimes there is that type of choice, you know. So I don't know. I doubt we're gonna sign the Argentinian player. But Belotti, no, I don't want Belotti, man. Paul KB, you're not Polish, man. Stop saying kurwa.
And also, I don't even think that's how you spell kurwa. If he was to be Polish,
I think you spell it like this, with a C or with a K.
I think with a K and with a W.
Ah, yeah, true.
Man, ask Vasily, man. Vasily should know.
Oh yeah, Vasily asked to know. We're gonna ask him.
Yeah.
Belotti, no, man, it's not gonna happen. Belotti is such a Juventus or Inter operation, or Lazio as well. I feel like Lazio can do an operation like this.
Or Roma as well.
Yeah, Roma can be something like that. Or Fiorentina. took
Fiorentina as
over
well.
Vlahovic.
Yeah.
They need somebody to come instead of
Hey,
Vlahovic.
I
They
have a
can
question
save a
for
lot
you
of
guys.
money.
I have
Yeah.
a question for you. Where do you think will Fiorentina finish this season?
I think
Let me tell
seventh.
you.
Seventh,
man.
they are going to finish above either Roma or Lazio.
Man,
Yes.
how can you finish seventh with a guy that scores 30 goals in your team?
Because you are a shit team. You are not a team which is as good as you really think it is. With Vlahovic scoring, man, Vlahovic last season scored what, 23 goals or something crazy like that, with the Fiorentina team fighting to survive the relegation.
Listen, Fiorentina has 32 points and Atalanta 38.
Yeah.
And Verona 24. So they are far from 12th position, almost 8 points away from 12th position. And they are 6 points from 4th position.
Yes. And keep in mind, this Fiorentina team was almost the same team, which last season almost relegated. Now they are.
No, they have better players. They have, for example, Saponara is a good player. I was making fun of him, but he's a good player. He has creativity.
We had him. and-
Buenaventura is good, still good player, man.
yeah, and
Yeah, but
they had
him.
Buenaventura.
And they have a better coach. They have an incredible coach.
The coach is really good. Man. Italiano is a really good coach.
You know what? I wouldn't mind him after Pioli.
Me
Him
neither.
I
him
think
or
he will bring new ideas, man. Something new,
yeah.
man. New dimension, man.
even the Sassuolo manager is good.
Oh man, I'm amazed actually. I thought after whatever De Zerbi left, I thought they're not gonna do as good. They're doing pretty good.
The guy
actually,
that
Shakhtar is not doing as good in the Champions League.
I don't care about Shakhtar, man. I'm Dynamo Kiev.
You are Dynamo Kiev.
Yeah, bro.
Okay.
Born and raised, man. Shit,
My
man.
man.
Oh, fuck Shakhtar, man. I mean, I support them in Champions League, but I'm not gonna be sad if they're out.
Yeah.
They're out, man. Whatever. Dynamo Kiev, on the other hand, I get really upset, man. Shit.
That's why you are a Sheva fan, huh?
Man, I've been Shavan Rebro fan, man, for shit since 1995, man, 96, shit like that, man.
Shit.
what a team was Dynamo Kiev.
Oh man, Lobanovsky, the coach, man, that was the master brain, man, behind this whole thing, man. Shit.
The physical preparation they had was amazing, man.
Man, they were
They
like
were
horses.
running a lot.
They were horses,
Yeah.
man. They were non-stop, man, for 90 minutes, not 120 minutes. Doesn't matter. They would just
Okay.
outrun their opponents, man. It was a fucking amazing team, man. Shit, whatever, man. Those days are gone, and I think not soon is gonna repeat itself, man. It's gonna take some time.
Yeah, it takes time. I feel like now money is such a big thing in
Yeah,
football. Before, money was important, but you can do a lot of things even without.
Yeah, with this type of money now, man, teams like Dynamo Kiev, Shakhtar, the only chance they have is to win like Europa League, maybe. That's the highest they can get, man. Champions League, forget about it, man.
And even Europa League only because other teams, bigger teams, don't take Europa League as seriously.
Exactly. So that's pretty
crazy.
sad. That's pretty sad if you ask me, man. That's actually very, very sad, man.
That's sad for football, but predictable in my opinion. Because man, just take a look at the Champions League finals. Take a look in the 80s, in the 90s, in the 70s. You would see people Steaua Bucharest in the final.
Yeah,
or I don't know.
Crvena Zvezda or something like that.
Crvena Zvezda in the final. Now the last small team, which is not even that small, is Porto, who won it and who was in the final. Other than that, all the other teams that have been in the finals are big teams. Teams that have
Because
big
you know why? Because before the football club was not connected, or at least was not influenced by the economy of their country. Now is massively influenced by. If you think that the clubs, the richest club in Europe are the Premier League clubs, if England could have the chance to bring 6 clubs in Europe in Champions League, they will win it every year. You know what I mean? But they can bring just 4.
But it cannot be related to the economy of the club, because then you would have German teams dominating the Champions
Yeah, but the economy of England is more powerful than the German economy in terms of consuming economy. English people consume more, they spend more, so the money moves quicker, and the English clubs are way richer quicker. If you think the top 6, 7 English club in Premier League are richer than the top 6, 7 German club. And Germany has a solid economy at the level of England, but still, people consume more money for football in England. Is a richer economy, is more American economy. They consume a lot here. In Italy, they don't consume at the level of England. So they are really connected to the economy of the country a lot. Barcelona. Why Barcelona is so rich? Because people outside Spain consume for Barcelona. Like 1.5 million people visit the Barcelona Museum every year. That is fucking a lot of people. Imagine 20 euro for 1.5 million people.
But doesn't the same argument also stand for the English teams? Because the English teams have huge followings from outside the country. One in 5 football watching Americans is a Manchester United fan.
Yeah, but in terms of how you call it, spending, buying merch and stuff, still the guys that live in Manchester and the guys that live in England and support Manchester, they consume a lot for the club. There's the thing. Of course, the Americans helps a lot, the Premier League and Premier League teams, especially Manchester United, Arsenal, and Chelsea and Tottenham.
And
Man City. Yeah, I don't know how much Americans support Liverpool, to be honest, but yeah, probably. I know Manchester United, Arsenal are massive, crazy big. What else? But yeah, the economy is strong, man. The English economy is strong, and it's unfair because as much as you have great ideas as a football club, still you cannot. Ajax, for example, Ajax lives in a pretty solid economy, but it's a small economy. So they're never gonna make the money a British club makes. The only way they make money is growing talent, selling the talent, and growing more talent, selling the talent, and growing more talent to be rich, to compete. They need to solve this problem in Europe because it's becoming a polarization of football. Few clubs from the same country are becoming bigger than entire leagues. A club like Man City is more rich than the entire Air division. You know what I mean? Something like this was not possible 30 years ago. AC Milan was not richer than an entire Dutch division 30 years ago. Man City is like the Air division and the Belgian division together as a value. It's crazy. How can you compete with that? How can Ajax compete with that? Or Atalanta? So they need to restructure football. That's true. Pulisic. And I think that is the reason why Chelsea doesn't sell Pulisic. It's because they have a lot of American fans thanks to him.
We need to have an American man in the team to bring the Yanks in the yard.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
And it's not hard to buy one. They're super cheap to buy, especially these young talents. They're like, it's cheaper to buy an American than to buy a fucking, I don't know.
Someone from Serie A. Oh, hell yeah. Just go to the MLS, watch a player who's young, fast, and I don't know, has dribbling, whatever. Just bring him.
And he's 20 years old, yeah.
Exactly. Bring him to the Serie A and be like, this is the new generation. America.
Yeah, learn the national anthem,
Anthem.
and
That's right.
let's go. It's
So,
no, what I was saying, they're cheaper than actually buying a player in Switzerland or in Portugal. You know what I mean? You buy a talent for 12 million, 10 million.
yeah, even less to be honest. Because how much did Bayern buy for Alfonso Davis?
Oh, that was really cheap, like 6 or
That was like
7 million.
6-7 million. I'm fucking crazy.
But there is another problem that they are, how you call it? They are not European football players, so you have a limited number on that.
Yeah. So,
So
you have to choose either a Brazilian or an American
yeah, exactly. Or an African.
or an
You have
African.
Kessie Benacer that are. I guess Benacer has a French passport, so maybe
Yeah.
he's covered on that side. Yeah, for sure, Benacer has a French passport. I'm sure,
Yeah.
100% for that. I don't think Kessie has any European passport, so Kessie covers that. Who else? Balo Touré, I'm sure he has a French passport. Come on, I hope so. Who else covers that? I'm thinking. Kessie, Messias probably is not. It doesn't have an Italian passport. He's gonna get one soon. Who do we have? Do we have anyone else? No, we probably have a space.
Yeah, we do, and also if you have, let's say, like each season you get one more uh, place than you already had the season before it. Meaning, if for example today we have two in Benacer and Cassie, let's say they both are only have African passports, then next season you also have an additional spot. This is how it works.
Hmm. And then the next season you have an additional one, or there is a limit?
I think there's a limit up until it becomes X percentage of the teams available for Europe. This kind of stuff. I don't know, to be honest.
Hmm. Well, let's see. But yeah, hopefully. No, you know what? Probably Tomori goes in that list because England left the European Union, so he can probably go in that list. But I'm not sure. Maybe because England is still Europe,
Yeah,
so they are looking just for a European passport, not European Union passport.
I think it's European Union because, for example, I remember when Croatia became part of the European Union, players from Croatia wouldn't count anymore as foreigners or as
Oh, okay.
on the other list. So it's the European Union alone.
So
But
an Albanian player is
it's
outside.
exactly, it's an extracomunitario.
Wow, I didn't know that. That is so now Tomori basically is one of those guys that covers that space.
But is it like that? Like, is it certain 100%? Because it depends on the negotiations that the EU and UK will do. Because, for example, while someone from Albania is considered extracomunitario, like not part of the European Union, someone from Switzerland, even though Switzerland is not in the European Union, given to the agreement they have with the European Union,
Yeah.
they are still counted as such. So it depends what agreement the UK will find with the European Union.
We all know the answer, which Albanian player we want to sign for Milan.
Yeah, man.
He's the striker of Southampton, and I'm going to watch him at the stadium Monday, hopefully. It's the 26th Monday now. Oh, it's in 3 days.
In 3 days, bro.
Oh, shit, I need to do a test, a COVID test.
Yeah, on Sunday.
It's on Sunday, the 26th.
Yeah.
Whoa, West Ham, Southampton. It's a big game.
It's not a big game.
West Ham needs to win, man. West Ham needs to win.
West Ham, it's not a big game, man.
It's a big game, man.
It's a big
Premier League. Every Premier League is a big game, man.
Yes.
Guys, these are historical team, man. They're
Yeah, they
I know
are.
you. I know you young kids just
Oh,
care
come
about
on,
four
bro.
clubs.
Young kid,
Yeah,
man.
Southampton
These
and
are
the Hammers. Yes.
fucking the West Ham has one of the most
Yes.
big supporters in London. They're dangerous. They're
Uh,
and the stadium
Continue.
they have. There is a massive history behind. Of course, the last trophy they won was 30 years ago,
Yeah.
or something like that, even more probably. But
Isn't Tottenham's last trophy like crazy amounts time ago?
the
Like
the Premier
40
League, the
years
Premier
or
League. No, the
oh, the
Premier
Premier
League
League.
is a lot of time ago. I think is going to be 40 or something like that.
Holy shit.
But how you call it? They won a FA Cup, I think, 12 years ago, something like that.
Okay.
Is Broya the player?
Armando
The striker.
Broya.
Armando Broya, the striker. Which is, you know what? He's more than enough for our team. I will say, I will be honest with you.
Oh,
He's
hell
more
yeah,
than
man.
enough
Yeah, like
because he
I don't
runs a
even want
lot. He's
Vlahovic
powerful.
anymore. Give me Broya.
You know what I mean? Let's say Vlahovic
Yeah.
is too hot to handle, a big
Yeah.
name, a lot of people behind him and stuff like that. Fine. But Armand Broya is a Chelsea academy, so he's being physically prepared properly, so it doesn't get injured every 2 weeks, like
Well,
Rebic.
well, you just wait until he comes to Milanello, because
You know what? Tomori got injured once in 2
yeah,
years.
true.
No, in 2 years, no, in a year. So he's
But
good. He runs a lot. He's powerful. He's young.
tall,
Good technique. Tall.
fast.
He's fast. I think he's more than enough for us.
He will
to
be
be
perfect
fair,
for us,
because
but I doubt Chelsea would sell him, to be honest, because Chelsea looks like they have a lot of faith in him, because they gave him a new 5-year contract.
but they can do the buyback clause,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
they
of
did
course.
with Tammy Abraham,
Yeah, true.
and I wouldn't mind that to
Man,
to have
it's
a
long
buyback
overdue.
clause.
I want an Albanian playing for Milan, man. Is it too much to ask for? Maldini, if you're hearing us, please, man.
Yo,
It's
seriously,
time.
man. If you're hearing us, it's time for the guy not to play with
Exactly.
Southampton, but to play for AC Milan next season in Champions League.
Man.
You know what? Dominic Calvert-Lewin for Everton. He's good as well, man. 24.
But do you really like him? And I don't know. He's such a strange player. I haven't seen much of him, to be honest. Like, he doesn't give me the vibe of a player who's going to score a lot of goals. Or I don't know.
He can be a game changer in Serie A, like seriously.
Okay.
Easy. He's good. He's a good player. And I don't think he's happy at Everton, and you can play that card and snatch him for 40 million. But again, does an English player wants to come in Serie A, or maybe he prefers to sign for Arsenal or West Ham? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Aston Villa. No, I don't think he wants to sign for Aston Villa, but
The same as an Italian player who doesn't want to go to England, like Locatelli. Didn't want to go to Arsenal, even though Arsenal was behind him. He wanted to go to Juventus. Like this kind of
no, but not even that. A lot of Italian players, instead of going to the Premier League, they sign for Lazio or for Fiorentina.
Exactly. So they are like, and I kind of understand that, because you grew up knowing these teams and loving these teams and creating affection for it. Plus, why would you leave Italy to go? I don't know, to England. Actually, that's a good question. That's a good question there.
No, and they're millionaires, man. We're talking about
Exactly.
millionaires. Why would you go? Why would you leave Firenze to go and live in Manchester?
Yeah.
With all respect, I mean, Manchester, Liverpool, beautiful cities and everything. But if you're a millionaire, you want to live in Tuscany. You don't want to live in Yorkshire. Believe me. But Yeah, a lot of millionaires agree with me because a lot of them live in Tuscany instead of a rainy England or a cold Germany or whatever.
Yeah.
Another thing is, but the ambition. Sometimes you're like, oh, I've always dreamt to play in Premier League or in a foreign country and see how it's football there, because Italy is boring. The football is boring, too tactical. Supporters sometimes are too much. They want too much. So I'll go in a place that I don't know. I just play football and I'm chill and relaxed. What Vialli, Zola, and all these players did, Casiraghi, Di Canio. Di Canio was a super talent at Milan, and he just left. He went to play for West Ham. West Ham.
West Ham. Oh shit.
It's interesting choices,
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think. Although Dominic Calvert-Lewin he loves fashion. He's a really fashionable person. So Milan can be the right environment for him. He's quite the way he dresses is quite edgy, I would say.
You have studied this guy there, haven't you?
Dude, you don't even need to study him. Just go on his Instagram and you're gonna agree with me. You don't need. You just roll his Instagram for 30 seconds and you're gonna be. You know what, lad? You're right. He's weird. You don't need to study anything. How Pulisic has? Because probably he's one of those kids. Then the parents were in a German
Army, exactly. Yeah,
army.
yeah.
So he was born
Based
probably
in Germany. Yeah, exactly. So he has a German passport, I'm guessing.
Yeah. A lot of them do that.
Sure.
Germany has a lot of American army.
Exactly. Yeah. And families, because they move with their families here and they stay here for forever, basically.
Yeah, and I guess for them, it's easy to get a German passport. They just need to apply, basically.
Just apply. Yeah, exactly.
They just need to be the right amount of time and apply, and that's it.
Yeah.
I don't think they get problem. Yeah, especially when he started playing football, they just did that. They just applied and got the passport, probably.
Yeah.
Like Messi. Messi's his grandpa is from Porto Recanati, which is a small town close to Ancona, where I grew up.
Just like almost every Argentinian, because Argentinians have a lot of I don't know, roots from Italy, right? Even they're
half
Spanish.
Argentina is Italian. Half Argentina is Italian. But I had friends in Ancona. I was playing football with a guy that his surname was Messi. There is people in Italy with the surname Messi. So he's an Italian surname. So when I think he got the Italian passport straight away at the age of 23, 24, something like that. And he came in that small town to do everything, but no one knew.
Hey, Lauren, I forgot to ask you. Did you guys check Instagram or Twitter, man? I sent you a message there with my phone number.
Oh, wow. Let me check 1 second.
So you can add me on Viber or something.
I have to leave to finish this project that I have because it's taking me 30 hours. See you guys. Have a good one.
Take care, man.
Forza Milan and happy Christmas, dudes.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
you. See you guys.
Vasily, I don't see your message, man.
Twitter or Instagram?
No, I don't have it. Twitter, Rossonari TV. Wait a minute, because I found you, man. 1 second. Here we go.
You got it?
Yeah, I just sent you a message. Send me your number, man.
I already did, man. In a Twitter.
On Twitter, no.
No? Okay, here I'm sending you, man. Just add me on Viber or something, man.
You don't have WhatsApp?
I used to, but not anymore, man.
Why not? What have you done?
I don't like that shit for some reason, man.
Why you don't open one just to stay on our group on WhatsApp?
Maybe I'll do that, man.
Because we have our group is on WhatsApp. That's the problem.
Oh, okay. I'll probably download it and open up, and I'll text you the nickname or whatever.
Yeah, it's listen. No, but WhatsApp is just you just download it, put your number, and I'll text you there straight away. Anyway, I'll close the live.
All right, man.
Thank you, everyone. But you can stay here. We can sort this thing out for a second. Have a good night, guys. Forza Milan. Merry Christmas to everyone, and let's get back stronger. Fucking hell. Forza Milan.